Welcome everybody to High and Low, a podcast about talking picture shows.
We do films that are corny, some that are horny, some that win Academy Award.
Doing all kind of movies from all kinds of genres, serving hot cakes like plates of lasagna.
Before we get going, a warning to you, you might hear some talk that's a little blue.
We sometimes cuss and we sometimes curse. We like to do it off the cuff and don't rehearse.
Now, if this sounds like your kind of show,
Tune in,
Drop out,
this is High and Low.
Did somebody? No, it wasn't in this movie someone died.
Yeah.
Well, there was a movie I watched recently. Somebody died for real in a stunt, and it's in the movie, in the final cut.
A stuntman died during one of the Zatoichi movies. Shintaro Katsu, the guy who plays Zatoichi, his son ended up using a sword that was supposed to be a prop sword, and he could just kill the guy with a sword in, like, the 20th Zatoichi movie or something. That put a damper on things for a while.
Regular Alec Baldwin's running around.
Lots of people dying in the movies.
It's a dangerous business.
Is it? Yeah, like that one stunt woman got killed on Deadpool 2, I think. It's like it happens rarely enough that you hear about it when it happens.
Yeah.
That's all.
Where'd you get your guinea pig?
Happens to be the best damn candidate out of 600 volunteers.
A secret experiment gave one man the strength of 100
For the rest of the world, he's just codenamed Captain America.
and the power to save millions.
The Jerrys have an experimental rocket ready to fire at a target somewhere in the United States.
Only he could defeat a superhuman madman.
They got a fella called the Red Skull heading up their outfit.
Welcome back to the High and Low podcast. We're talking Captain America movies today. Last week we talked about Captain America, the First Avenger. That was our high. Now we're going to take a little veer to Albert Pyun's 1990 Captain America.
Much derided.
I'm Vonn. With me, as always, are the intrepid super podcasters, Luke,
Captain Luke.
Mitchell,
Lieutenant General, I got promoted. Lieutenant General Mitchell McIsaac.
field promotion due to valor,
For good propaganda I was doing.
and joined with us our special comic book expert, Josh Young.
Sup?
So this movie's pretty comics accurate, right, Josh?
Oh, yeah. right down to all the Italian influences I never knew.
Italian Red Skull.
I never knew existed.
So Steve Rogers in this movie is played by Matt Salinger.
Son of who?
JD. I couldn't fucking believe
Salinger.
it. I didn't even bother looking it up because
That
I'm like,
catcher-
there's no way there's a relation, but there
Is
is.
son
He's a
of.
phony. I think he's a phony. I think this entire movie is phonies.
Catcher in the Rye cocksucker, man. Can you believe it? Who knew he could act? Oh, wait a minute.
I'm assuming
terrible.
this was the beginning and end of his acting career.
He fucking better be.
Yeah.
He couldn't write. He couldn't better be. I'll kill him. He couldn't act. He couldn't write. So I don't know what the hell he does other than change tires.
Hey, Salinger, I failed the report on your dad's book in high school. What do you say to that, pretty boy?
Get him.
I mean, he does have an okay Cap look. He's like a strapping, blonde, buxom man.
He's a buxom.
You know, maybe he had a promising career in canon films ahead of him. They
Yeah.
were supposed to cast Michael Dudikoff, but anyway, instead, Matt Salinger forgot to put tomatoes on my Subway sub. Salinger! That's the last time.
I remember you
You're
from such
fired.
films as right.
You're no sandwich artist, Salinger. Get out of my franchise.
I'm the original Cap. Sure you are. Sure you are,
Sure you
Salinger.
are, Gramps.
Go try the subway at 18th Ave and 124th, because you're out of my location.
Wait, that's the next step for Cap, though, right? Do a multiverse movie where, like the Spider-Man Going Home, where you have like Tobey Maguire. You
get different
Salinger
Caps?
in there.
My God, nobody makes a sandwich like like him. It's amazing. The way he puts his pastrami in his.
They
That
ought to call
actually
it.
would have been a funny cameo in Deadpool. To
Missed
have Evans
opportunity.
come back as Human Torch or whatever, and then have
Him come back as Captain America.
yeah.
Old man Cap.
70s Spider-Man.
That might have been pitched in a room somewhere, and some executive's like, "Who? What?"
It's like that
Albert
cartoon
Pyun, what?
meme where the guy gets thrown out the window in the door.
So this movie's directed by Albert Pyun. This is our first time that we're covering one of his movies. I think.
Amazing. I can't believe you haven't.
Love him.
I know.
It's kinda crazy. I love him.
Also, I think this isn't a canon movie, but it's by
Canon adjacent.
Canon adjacent. This was by Golan after they split ways.
Yeah.
Globus said, I don't want to put my fingerprints anywhere
This
near
one was a
thing."
long time in the making, and it had a famously troubled production history.
Yeah,
It's,
as many of Pyun's movies did. He was a guy whose eyes were always a little bigger than his stomach. He was very ambitious. He had a lot of imagination and stuff he wanted to put on screen. And sometimes his budget, well, always his budget never quite matched up to his ambition.
But I love
he
that
never
about
really
him.
got the career he wanted.
No.
Like
No.
he tried to be Paul Verhoeven. He tried to be John Carpenter. Like he tried to like be like these guys, and he
McTiernan.
just didn't have their talent.
That's the thing. He had all the heart and ambition, but
None
not
of the-
quite
Yeah,
none of
the
the
it
same
comes
talent.
through in his movies that it's like, oh, there's something there. Like he can kind of film an action scene and make it good in some of these. And like
I don't know, man.
always a
he's
cool
like
moment
an Ed
or two.
Wood type, like
Of the action genre?
of like
That's
80s,
accurate.
90s action B movies. Like
I don't know,
he,
man. That
he
ending
really
of fucking,
tries.
That ending of fucking Kickboxer rules. I don't know, man. Watch, reevaluate Kickboxer and say it's a bad.
I will tonight.
Yeah.
His movies are fucking fun.
He made-
Nemesis was maybe my favorite. I've seen Cyborg.
Cyborg
Nemesis is up there, has to be.
this.
What was that? That sword and not sword and sandals. That
The
fantasy
Sword
one
and the
you watched?
Sorcerer.
Sword and
That
the
one,
Sorcerer.
that one was pretty whack.
That was
Yeah.
actually his first movie, and it ended up being a huge hit. I think it cost like $4 million to make, and it ended up grossing like $40 million.
Really?
So
Was
he
that
made-
one
kind
a
of
canon?
wrote that.
that was pre-canon. He made 2 movies
Oh.
pre-canon before he got onto the Golan and Globus train and started pumping out a bunch of canon movies.
Those guys would finance your shitty movies.
Yeah.
That's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Pyun with Golan and Globus, because they were totally willing to throw in tons of money just to make crazy wackadoo shit with explosions and guns
Yeah.
and babes and all that stuff.
Rip-offs of Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
That's right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But he made like 42 movies. He was a working director. He, directed his whole life. I don't think he died not that long ago, pretty recently now. And he had I think he ended up having to do like a GoFundMe for some of his medical bills. But that's an American thing. That'll bankrupt anyone. But he did have a career of directing, better than many out there.
You think it's so fucking easy? Let's see you make a Captain America movie.
You make Captain America with an Italian Red Skull. See if it flies.
Where's your Italian Red Skull, Josh?
This isn't about me. This movie, literally one of my first fucking formative memories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My uncle Loretto in the Philippines has quite the collection of illegal Chinese bootleg movies.
Oh, yeah.
His house and apartment are literally littered with DVDs, Chinese knockoff shit.
Sorry, I'm just notifying the FBI.
Yeah, try to find him.
He went underground.
Lovely man, but he was always getting these like VCD cam movies. We'd get him if my mom would bring him back from the Philippines.
Just the worst.
Just the worst. And it dates back. They were still making them for VHS. So I remember being a little boy, and one of my first memories is Captain America running around this what I found out to be Croatian, Yugoslavian.
Yugoslavia.
The whole thing shot in Yugoslavia, except for the stuff in Redondo Beach. But one of my first memories is watching
You
Captain
don't want
America.
your Captain America movie shot in Zagreb?
Yeah. But one of my first memories.
Vaguely European.
What's more American than Zagreb?
Croatia? You mean Italy?
This is, I think, the first movie we've covered where I've been to some of the shooting locations.
Right? Yeah, you were there.
I went to Croatia.
You went on a Mecca journey to
all of Albert Pyun's.
Globe-trotting adventure.
But they shot some stuff in Dubrovnik, and I was when I was down
You were there.
so that was kind of neat. I'm like, doing the Leo DiCaprio, like, oh,
Parked
So
there.
you've seen this movie before?
I've seen parts of it, but I've never done it start to finish.
Okay. And Mitch, you?
I did see this as a boy. This movie came out in 1990. I was 2 years old. I remember it being in like Blockbuster and stuff like that. The only thing I remember about it is actually being a little bit frightened by the Red Skull's face in this movie when I was a really young kid. Like he's a grotesque looking Red Skull.
Fuck looking.
You thought that was scarier than after he had his makeup on and he looked like
that-
Robert Davi.
But yeah,
Yeah, take it easy on Red Skull. He's not that hideous.
I always knew this movie was bad, but like it being like one of my first memories of watching it in the Philippines. I hadn't seen it since 1991 is whenever I saw the movie. And now watching it, I was like, whoa. Vonn sent me the link on YouTube.
Yep. It's available on YouTube. You got to watch like 5 minutes of ads, but you can find the whole thing.
get the whole
Good,
thing.
clean quality
Lock,
rip
stock,
on
yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah,
actually.
it ain't bad. I mean, it's bad, but
No one is policing this movie. Oddly enough, you might think that just the name recognition of Captain America would get this pulled from YouTube, but no one cares. Or Marvel doesn't care.
Stan Lee's dead. Pyun's dead.
Stan Lee's an
Golan
executive
Globus is
producer.
dead.
oh my god, the hype train. Reading about it and in comics too. Like they were advertising it heavily in Marvel Comics and Captain America. The movie had a hype train on it because it's coming hot off Batman, and they thought this is gonna save them from the eventual rut that they were gonna be in the 90s.
That's adorable.
It wasn't.
That's tough.
Stan Lee's quoted as saying, "Albert Pyun made such a good movie when they first showed it in the first test screenings. They were screaming for more, and he was hiding the fact that they were going through reshoots.
They were screaming, but
Yugoslavia.
not for more.
Not for more.
They showed it to Tim Burton. Tim Burton got up and he walked right out of the theater and he quit directing forever.
Apparently, this is. I was reading one of Justin DeClue's reviews on Letterboxd, and apparently Globus or Golan, whichever one of them was involved with this.
This one's a Golan.
They gave Pyun the film. They were like, these canisters of film are yours, and you can hold on to them for the future, but we are getting the theatrical cut of what gets released in here. And of course, the theatrical cut bombed, and nothing ever came of it. There was a director's cut released eventually, but apparently Pyun it wasn't his vision, this director's cut. It was just like, let's make it $20 extra by releasing this.
Menahem Globus famously has zero taste.
Yeah.
He has no idea what he's doing, but he's got such a passion and zest for movies and just the process of making them.
He's just laundering money, these guys, right? these guys are just like high rolling and like laundering like fucking people smuggling money.
They made a lot of profit off movies.
And you
just
can-
cranking out lots and lots of movies.
They made a lot of movies I love, that we all love.
your Death Wish 5s and
Fuck
6s
yeah.
and
No
however
sixes.
far
a couple of scumbag
17s.
Israeli guys with a dream.
dead.
Kind of curious what the budget was on this, actually.
I think it was $3 million.
And what did it make?
Is that in Yugoslavian money?
3 million Yugoslavian kronets.
Like this didn't even get a theatrical release, did it?
Yeah, there's no box office info on Wikipedia, so it doesn't exist.
It never made it. to the
I only ever
theaters,
saw
eh?
this on tape. I didn't.
Yeah.
Dad didn't take me to go see this.
Pretty much just went straight to video.
Yeah, this was the waning days of, Canon must have been already shut down at this point.
Nearing to, yeah.
And, yeah, they'd split ways. I think the last movie they did another Pyun movie with Cyborg, the last canon movie. Matters. I'm
Sure.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Captain America.
21st century?
Yeah, they're aping it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No,
It's not 20th Century Fox.
it's 21st Century
Film
Films.
Corporation.
It's really funny because, it's 21st Century Film Corporations, and you hear their little music that goes on in the background, and it's like they just cut it off half a second too soon. Like, it's supposed to be something like bum 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 bum, but it's like bum 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 bum. It just like fucking cuts.
That's a classic trick.
They're so off-brand. So the movie starts in Porto Venere, Italy. That's
Croatia.
where we want our Captain America movie to start, I guess. So there's some Italian boys peeking in a window as some kid is playing some Chopin or something on the piano, and they got a tape recorder going.
Recording it. This kid's a prodigy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this tape's gonna pick up something more interesting than a kid's piano recital in a minute.
A bunch of autistic people break through the window.
Yeah.
Having a moment.
They just
Italian
what was the
fascists.
exact phrase that they used?
We're taking this kid for his.
He's so smart.
they start gesturing awkwardly.
Yeah.
They're like, prego,
Yeah,
prego.
awkward gesture.
Pronto.
We're stealing this child for his intellectual superiority.
Yeah, that's what they say. Then they just kill the women and the kids and everyone else. First they kill the father. He's like, no, don't take him, my boy. Don't take him. And they kill him and they're like, no. And they take the boy and they're like, hey, maybe we should just kill everybody else in this
Yeah.
house for good measure.
Yeah, it's
down all the
pretty
women and
sick. The main Italian fascist who looks vaguely Mussolini-ish. He grabs this boy's head and makes him watch while they gun down the family. It's like, yeah, pretty sadistic little origin story for the Red Skull here.
Yeah.
Pretty arresting first 2 minutes of a movie too.
So promising.
So that's 1936. And now
7 years later, title card.
Fortress Lorenzo they go to first. There's some Nazis in a lab, and they have injected this lab rat. It looks like that fucking monster from like the beginning of Peter Jackson's Brain Dead or
Dead Alive. Yeah.
This was kind of a cool little creature.
Yeah, that's a cool effect.
You know.
It's like a Red Skull rat.
Yeah, it's
Rat skull.
little slimy red animatronic or puppet, whatever it is, it's moving around a little
monstrous. They're like, it's twice as strong and twice as smart. So they bring in this boy who's deliriously asking after his mama, and they're strapping him to the device. And a woman in the lab,
The Italian doctor.
Dr.
Yeah,
Vaselli.
she's the inventor of this procedure.
Not to be confused with Dr. Erskine.
Yeah,
No.
I was under the impression that I was going to be doing experiments for the Nazis, not doing anything untoward.
yeah. She all of a sudden has a problem with what they're
conscience.
doing. Yeah. She runs out, protests. The bad guys pop a couple shots at her. I think they miss, but she sits outside, and you can just hear the kids screaming.
Yeah, she jumps out the window and she makes it all the way to America.
Jump right into America.
She swam to the sunny shores of America.
One day, we go to America.
Yes, yeah. Across the other side of the fucking world, the Redondo Beach.
She didn't read about Magellan, so she went across the Pacific Ocean.
Landed in India.
So 7 years later,
Right, yeah,
the
here's the
White
7
House,
year, yeah.
Washington D.C. I love that title card. I think we even get it more than once. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Oh, it's the White House. Where? Washington D.C.
Stock footage of fucking 1600.
That's in Nepal, right?
I wanted an extra little subtitle, like the seat of the American government.
There's a couple times that they show stock footage in this, and it's not always watching a TV. So yeah, they show like the footage of the White House.
Yeah.
And it's noticeably grainier than the rest of the movie.
I love stock footage of an airplane with actors reading lines over it. Be like, we're really in this airplane right now, huh? And you just like see an airplane zooming through the sky.
Wow,
And they do that in Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
Wayne's World too. It's like, wow, I can't believe the production flew us to England. It just keeps showing the back of their heads.
plane on a stick.
Yeah, it's totally
Little
like
movie
not
magic.
them acting. And Garth is like 7 feet tall, and it's just some like black guy wearing a wig or something. I love that. Yeah, so an unseen guy's talking about how Hitler made an Italian boy into a super soldier known as the Red Skull.
Yeah.
We found our first volunteer out in California, though. His name is Steve Rogers. So in this one, Steve Rogers is from California.
Yeah.
That's canon,
And Red
right?
Skull is from Italy.
Italy.
You can tell he's like a surfer
Why?
boy.
Why?
I have no fucking idea.
Was Steve Rogers ever from California?
Not once. He's
He's always been in New York.
Brooklyn, baby. Dodgers
Brick City,
fan.
the Big Apple.
Big Apple.
City that never sleeps.
Wow,
they
the
do.
windy apple. Brooklyn.
A strong Midwest, a corn-fed boy. He's got a little bit of a gait in this. He was a polio survivor in this, I think.
Yeah,
is
that's why he's
his
limping
little-
around and
got a
yeah.
Yeah. Aside from that, he is 6 foot tall and handsome, and
Yeah.
maybe a bit of a pencil neck geek, but looks in to be fairly okay shape.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty strong, healthy man. Yeah, they're at this suburban home in Redondo Beach, California.
California.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, and
The
they're
party
having
never stops.
They're having a going away party for Steve. Mom gives Steve his father's medal and a picture of him from Guadalcanal where he was killed.
Yeah. Featuring the mom from A Christmas Story.
Oh, I didn't recognize
Later
him.
on,
I just
featuring
watched
the
that.
dad, also from The Christmas Story.
I think I recognized him.
Brian Madison,
Yeah.
Madison Hotels.
Steve,
Also-
you'll shoot your eye out with that shield.
Yeah, we were laughing our asses off watching that this past Christmas.
Yeah, Peter McGavin, was it? Yeah, he played Kolchak in The Night Stalker, if you're into that shit.
She's like, promise you me you'll never take this off wherever you go. Now you go, and you be as strong and brave as he was.
Sorry, one thing I noticed at this party, they had a big old punch bowl. And these little grimy finger
Oh
kids.
my God,
They're grabbing
that
the
was
lemons
gross.
right out of the bowl and just sucking them like a bunch of
putting him
fiends.
back,
What the
probably.
Yeah.
That's how you get polio.
That's how.
It's wartime, right? They haven't seen citrus since, I don't know, 1938.
Everyone's got scurvy.
Yeah. I would give them a belting. I think that was the appropriate disciplinary measure back then.
Switch.
Oh, a switch. Yeah.
You can't cut a switch in Redondo Beach.
Oh, right off
Yeah,
a fucking
it's
palm
A
tree.
palm tree? They don't have
Real
switches.
You just get
No.
a coconut.
You need like a red.
bash them with a coconut.
You beat him with a California raisin.
You,
all
you
shriveled.
little punk, you spill my beer. Now go outside and pluck me a bludgeon.
You're gonna get a whooping you'll never forget.
You stuff that sack with coconuts.
That's why Steve Rogers is limping. Got nothing to do with polio.
They're just beating them with
He was beaten
coconuts.
with coconuts.
It's the Redondo Beach way.
We're gonna give you a Redondo Beach bopper, Rogers.
the only way they learn.
So they're gathering everybody to take one last picture. Well, we can't do this without Bernie.
Bernie.
And Steve runs down to the beach where Bernie, I guess his girlfriend, she's staring wistfully out at the sea.
In a nurse's outfit, uniform.
Oh,
Yeah.
Steve,
Waiting her out. Oh, Steve.
you just caught me thinking about how much I love you.
Yeah,
It's like Pearl
that's
Harbor.
basically what she says. It's just that I love you. And they just start making out. It's awesome.
See, that's what I wanted from the last movie. Him and Peggy should have done that. If that never happened, then
No,
See,
but there's he smooched Natalie Dormer in the last one. That's something.
True.
There's just no, I don't know. You just don't care about them as a couple. And like,
no.
part of the movie should kind of hinge on him having these kinds of relationships. And that's where this movie fails on such a big level, where the other movie succeeds.
Yeah.
There's a heartwarming reunion between him and Birdie later, but then he's like, "Oh, what's that? You're dead? Where's your daughter?"
Guess I'll fuck your daughter.
Can I sleep in her apartment?
So this Captain America is the scumbag, as we'll it's my favorite thing about this movie.
He's
is
no
a
hero.
loser.
Yeah. He doesn't get the rising action of the first Avenger.
He's
Captain
barely in fucking costume.
America. And
Barely.
To be fair, that costume looked incredibly uncomfortable in this movie.
The fake ears.
Looked like dog shit.
He's wearing fake ears when he's putting on the
it
costume.
looks surprisingly comics accurate, though, like a literal translation of
Yeah.
the comics,
It
which
is
you can't
minus
do for
his
movies.
fake fucking ears.
Yeah, with the wings coming out of the head, the whole shebang. Welding mitts, a T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, they look like welding gloves.
But it works.
Yeah, so he's picked up by Dr. Vaselli here, and she's like, a little scarce to Steve, and he's like... he
Steve's
just
smoking a
lights-
cigarette.
Yeah, he's in the car with her, and he just
What's up
lights
with
up the
that?
fucking heater.
I was surprised they
He's like a
bothered
lot
to
scared.
put that in there.
Pussy. See, my Steve Rogers should be brave. He should be brave, not be scared.
Yeah,
He should be smoking Marlboro Reds.
Well, I guess I have to reject you for the program because you're scared. This whole thing, you have to be brave. You have to be an
don't-
underdog.
We don't have a serum to make you braver.
You've got a mild
Seriously,
limp.
they
We can,
don't.
ju-
That's
we can
the
just
whole
make your calves a little bit fuller.
Oh yeah,
Calves
that's
are
fucking
bulging.
jarring. Fucking, he's getting bigger. And it's just this fake fucking muscle contracting
Wow.
every once in a while.
So in the lab,
Real power.
1 week later, Senator Kirby shows up and greets the colonel. I
Little
guess
Jack Kirby.
Yeah,
Easter
throwback,
egg,
yeah.
Sure.
Co-creator of Cap.
Why don't you call the senator? Why don't you call the senator?
Mr. Kirby. There's a couple of these little moments.
Why can't it be Senator Lee? I think
people want to hear about Stan
I
Lee. in the
popular-
movie.
No, Stan Lee filmed a cameo for this movie and it got cut out.
Interesting.
And the film prints disappeared forever.
so. He did cameos for.
Because I took
movies
out
as
my
far back
fucking
as this?
Even before
yeah,
the MCU.
he was He was doing cameos in fucking Bill Bixby in Incredible Hulk.
I'll do the cameos in the Hulks or the Captain Americas. Not that Blade movie. I don't want to do a cameo in that Blade
Great
movie.
Blade.
But no matter what, just make sure you keep fucking Kirby out of there.
I'm pretty sure he didn't create all their Marvel movies he was cameos in.
No, it just became a thing after a certain point where it's like, well, it's a Marvel movie, got to put your
put him in.
Stanley
Does anybody
in there.
like that?
I don't know.
No,
It got
He's got a
horrible.
couple good lines in some of those movies.
They've put other writers, and in the Thor movie they have J. Michael Straczynski trying to lift the hammer, and he had a really good run on Thor. Jim Starlin's in the later Avenger movies because he created Thanos.
Interesting.
Yeah, a few other ones there.
There's some of his cameos that were better than others.
Yeah,
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, true believers.
Hey, true believer.
You dropped your vape. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
give her a
Look who
give her
found
a
it.
woof.
Like the other Captain America movie, the secret
Josh.
lab is underneath a diner or cafe type of thing. And this has a little trope that I love whenever it shows up in movies, which is under the counter guns, where they show somebody talking and then you reveal that they've got their hand on a pistol or a shotgun.
because they do that in First Avenger too. That there's a Tommy gun underneath.
Yeah.
They do this. I've kind of blacked it out of my mind.
I think that other Captain America movie saw this Captain America movie.
I think it did too.
I-
Because there's
they had a
too
gun?
many similarities.
There
And
is
the
some
lab looks like
references.
almost identical.
Damn near. Yeah,
I think so. I feel like the lab in First Avenger was modeled after this lab. I never read anything about that, but it's got like the basic switches and
It's a
Stole the
pretty
music.
generic
It
lab.
stole the fucking music.
I think this
Yeah.
movie needs some flowers.
It gets a few things kind of right. And besides, it's kind of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
oh yeah.
So Vasily tells Rogers he can back out at any time.
To quote Red Skull, it's a lot of fun.
It's a me, a red skull.
I'm making a pizza pie. I'm a Red Skull.
I am not a German fascist. I'm an Italiano fascist.
That's not a Neapolitan pizza pie. That's American style. That's He's against America.
You can't get a decent piece of pizza here in Los Angeles and Redondo Beach.
Oh, what's a deeper dish?
She thanks Rogers for giving her the chance to make a wrong thing right. So this
Wages
process,
my guilt.
this process can take a frail boy with polio and make him into a world-class athlete. It's
Straighten
like
his crooked
noted
legs.
frail boy Matt Salinger, this 30-year-old, 6 feet tall man. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. They quantify it a little bit where they're like, "We'll make him twice as strong." And if I got twice as strong, I'm not even the strongest guy in my gym. Like, that's not that impressive.
That's true.
Oh, twice as strong. I can do 2 pull-ups instead of 1. Whoop-de-doo.
This is before steroids were common.
It's just the other one did a better job of breaking it down to be like, it'll make him superhuman.
Yeah,
Like,
his
it kind
muscle
of really-
fibers will be 5 times as dense, so he can spring.
Yeah,
into the air.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds impressive.
Fighting.
He'll be as toned in musculature as a world-class athlete. Cut to just like those people like shooting their pistols at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Athletes come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Just a hockey player on the bench with a lid smoke. He'll be twice as fast as a.
Yeah, that guy who won gold medal in skeleton and was like double fisting pitchers of beer and chugging them at the Olympics.
They're hooking him up. They say that he'll be a living example of what this country stands for. And here they get their green super soldier serum, and the
Not
other
blue,
movie it's
like
blue.
the other
Blue, yeah.
So I don't know which is canon. I don't know which to believe.
Like a reanimator formula. Jeffrey Combs should be the scientist injecting him.
Both equally cinematic. They don't look like a thing you would normally inject into your
No.
body, so I'm fine with it.
Unless you're like a Gatorade or a Powerade. They're Gatorade Powerade colors. There's something you normally consume orally.
This is kind of the Powerade Gatorade.
Yeah.
This is the Powerade Captain America movie. The other one is Gatorade.
Yeah.
Powerade is inferior. I'm glad we could get that out.
It's dog shit.
They pull the switch, they inject him, there's sparks going flying. And yeah, we see his muscles kind of inflate a little bit.
Contract.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's puffing up.
He must be getting stronger. What the fuck? Okay, they introduce some of the army intelligence dickheads here. The one guy. You think he's gonna make a bigger cameo throughout the movie and be kind of like his partner.
Yeah.
The mustache guy.
Like a general type.
Right? Yeah. Like a Phillips, like Tommy Lee Jones. He's pretty much that same archetype. But then just shows up for this scene and then the subsequent next scene.
Yeah.
And
then
that's
it's pretty
it.
much gone.
He's got a little bit of the Stanley
By movie.
Tucci thing going on, too, where he's like, Steve Rogers is the right man for this job. Out of 600 people who tested out, he's the guy who passed.
Yeah, he's the first
He's
and
got
only.
a heart of gold.
This movie wastes no time in just getting to him turning into Captain America. There's no back and forth about whether he's the right candidate or not.
Yeah,
it's
or
just
not,
a foregone
yeah. No.
conclusion.
He's
Let's
been
pump
picked,
this guy
chosen.
full of his Gatorade, his Powerade.
That's what.
Get him out there fighting Nazis.
Get him the Brondo. It's what plants crave.
Yeah. So this guy comes in and he's like, I'd like you to meet Richard Ehrlich. He's a special observer sent by President Roosevelt.
You may have noticed him standing in the corner earlier, looking around shiftily.
I just love this. And he's like, oh, remarkable work, Dr. Vaselli. Heil Hitler! Bam!
Gets her good.
Fucking died when I saw that. I had to rewind it. I was like, the fuck happened?
There's a few times I had to
Got a
rewind this movie
proper
because
autistic guy. Shoots her.
everybody take it easy.
The finest the Third Reich has to offer.
He's got third-degree autism. I'm afraid there's no curing him.
He's a super genius.
He's just a little bit socially awkward.
So Rogers gets up out of his bindings and he attacks this Ehrlich guy.
Doesn't he chuck him into the fucking gizmos and shit?
Yeah,
Cause
gets
him explode?
electrified.
Rogers
Yeah.
gets shot a couple times.
He
and
gets
then-
shot full on in the fucking chest. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
He's a super soldier, Josh.
That's a fucking bullet. I don't even think.
Impressive.
He pushes
regular
him into
guy could
this
do it.
machine, though, and the machine instantly kills him, which I think is pretty funny. That's like a dangerous machine to have there. If you just like nudge it, you get fucking electrocuted to death.
There was no
It's out in
OSHA.
the open.
This is before
People
workplace
are
safety.
standing around.
OSHA
it.
wasn't around yet. Yeah. I also noticed that there was a bundle of wires stacked a little haphazardly in the corner there. It's a dangerous lab.
Their cable management is horrendous.
You ought to put an anti-trip mat over that one there, and that light bulb's flickering.
Yeah, that's basic shit.
I can't believe he took a full blown bullet to the chest.
He
should
takes a
be
dead
he
on.
takes a
dead to
bunch
fucking
in this
rights.
movie.
Yeah, he gets wounded critically.
He never does
Different parts of the
anything
movie.
really cool in this movie. All of his missions are a failure. He's always getting shot.
He does some cool
It's true.
backflips or,
Yeah, near the end.
Yeah,
there's a
front and
backflip. Yeah.
You never see the whole person doing it. It's never a wide shot of somebody doing a somersault, but
Yeah.
you see like little feet going just over the top of the screen. It's like he's flipping
wow.
now. That means he's flipping.
I got the
Yeah,
impression.
no, I'm sure that was
I love
a
it.
double, a bad one too. It's like it's Olga Korbut, the Russian gymnast or whatever, in the Captain America costume, flipping around.
The only cool thing I can say about the action is that some of the shield throws actually look okay. Some of the shield throws are like firm and true and look like they could actually
You mean
knock
when it
your
doesn't
teeth
look
out.
like it's on fucking wires and a toy disc is
Yeah,
flying around?
when you just get a nice little half-second flash of the shield going, it looks pretty cool.
He's in the hospital. Colonel and everybody are just sitting there talking in earshot of Cap. Colonel's like, the Jerrys have ICBMs aimed at every target in the USA. And Cap gets out of his bed. And see, once again, this is the same plot from the other movie. Cap gets out of his bed and his heroic theme plays. So if you want to go back and
yeah,
check
yeah.
that fucking spot, that's the theme.
That colonel mustache colonel guy. And he's like, we need him up and at him in 48 hours. In 5 days, they're gonna be fucking Nazis gonna be bombing the world. The doctor, same actor that plays Red Skull. He's just playing different characters.
What
Yeah, I didn't
range?
recognize that actor, Scott Paulin. I think he's doing an okay job in this
I
movie.
liked him in this movie. He plays a great maniacal bad guy, I thought. A deformed, almost
He's-
Bond type villain.
His thing in this is he's always talking shit. He's just
Yeah.
he just chirps and chirps and chirps.
In one hell of an accent.
He's the most evil out of a room full of evil guys.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, we'll do a brainwash instead. It's more evil that
Red
way.
Skull's just such a fun villain. He's just so
Unambiguous.
unambiguously evil.
evil. Yeah, there's no
Having a blast.
There's
which I
no
love.
there's no complexity to fucking Red Skull.
Well, they tried to give him some with his tragic backstory in this one. Right?
This movie kind of follows a bit of a similar beat structure to the first X-Men movie, where you get the little introduction to the villain.
Oh
and you're
yeah.
like, I feel a little bad for him, and then he comes back, and you can sort of understand
Brian
where he's
Singer
coming from.
saw this movie too.
He was inspired.
But then he's just totally evil. He's like, oh, what if I just destroy the entire southern European
I'll
seaboard?
get them
Yeah,
all.
that's also where Brian Singer got the inspiration for his personal life.
and it's,
What if I was evil? What
if I had
Red Skull?
What if I had an island like Red Skull?
And I feel like enough time hasn't passed here because this is supposed to be 7 years or something after the opening scene where we see
when
Red
you
Skull.
kidnapped.
But he
yeah.
must have been like 11 or 12 in that scene. So when we next see Red Skull fully deformed and everything, he's got to be like 19 years old
At
or
least,
something.
yeah, he's still like a teenager.
Yeah, like,
And he's talking to Captain America like he's a fucking man.
yeah, like I'm a full-fledged Nazi. Like,
Boy. 30-year-old.
Yeah, just talking sass to him. I was like, you're a fucking kid.
I'm going to my room. Slams his door.
I'm going into my room thinking of Nazi things. What?
Please knock before you enter.
I'm going to go listen to my Benny Goodman records. So yeah, Captain America. We cut to him standing beside his hospital bed. He's totally fine. He doesn't need 48 hours.
Healed completely from
48
his
seconds.
fatal bullet wound to the fucking chest.
I swear that he like changed shirts between like the camera's panning on him. He has like a blood-stained shirt, and then they like pan back. And he's just wearing clean linens.
My body sucked the blood back.
Colonel Lewis, where did you say that site was?
Dun,
So
dun,
now
dun,
they're
dun,
on the
dun.
plane. Colonel's asking him if he knows how to use that shield. What do you mean know how to use the shield? You hold it and you fucking block things with it. What are you talking about?
That thing's real vibranium.
They don't say vibranium.
They never bring
in this.
vibranium up. No.
Not once.
As far as we know, it's just steel.
That's
On the
genuine trash can.
Yeah.
On the plane, you mean the set of a plane?
We know that, yeah. We know he's got a fireproof uniform, which I don't even think comes into play in the movie,
No.
but they do
No.
make a point of
He's
Pointing it out.
The doctor not only makes the super soldier serum formula, but also his fireproof suit, which doesn't really seem fireproof because he's gonna cut the ribbons every fucking time.
Yeah.
Shot at. It goes back to the first Avenger where Erskine makes the formula, Stark makes his Captain America suit. They're robbing more from that movie than we're letting on. I feel.
yeah.
This was a
They're robbing it.
trailblazer.
Most people think I'm just a super soldier serum maker, but I moonlight as a
Yeah, it's a seamstress. I'm making this fireproof costume. Not much for camouflage, eh?
My
No.
real passion is menswear.
There is pretty much only 2 scenes in the movie where he wears the costume. This scene and the end
ending,
action
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
And it looks pretty uncomfortable in this scene. It looks like his nose is kind of squashed flat on his face while he's wearing this modified shower cap looking mask.
They had to make the fake ears because originally, like Cap in his original costume, his ears are exposed, and they tried to do it, but it caused so much chafing with the fucking rubber costume.
Sure.
Okay.
And apparently, because they're shooting in the summer in Croatia, he almost died of exhaustion. Like he lost like 20 pounds in the making. of the
He's
movie.
walking around in a human-sized condom.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking at
rubber
it. He doesn't
suit.
on the
Breathe at
poster.
all.
That looks like shit.
Fireproof
That'd be terrible to
and
wear.
airproof.
oxygen.
I'm dying.
Actually, in the poster, he's got his ears sticking out. That's kind of funny.
Man, that's how I would defeat him. I would grab his ear and give it a twist.
Yeah, it does look like a big condom.
I would box his ears.
It's like kind of obscuring his vision a little bit when you get into close-ups.
Yeah.
Like the costume's fucked, man.
Cap's getting ready to jump out of the plane. Buddy on there's like, gonna have these 2 resistant fellas down there take you to the launch site like they were escorting you to senior prom.
Yeah, okay.
I had polio.
He jumps out of
high
the plane.
school.
So he
Nobody
does the
took me to
plane
prom.
jump out, a la Rambo, a la First
Yeah.
Avenger.
Yeah.
He's going out screaming, "I love you, Bernie!"
Horrible line delivery, not cool at all.
It's a pretty weak battle cry.
And then the general guy just
Yeah, it's on that level.
Yeah, right.
the general guy just like looking out that prop set fucking open door for the airplane, like, well, goodbye. And it's
God.
cuts to a fucking toy and a parachute flying down the sky.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Every boy had this toy.
God bless you, Captain America.
I love those little soldiers with the parachute.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
great.
exactly
Green
what they
Army
shot.
Thrilled.
That's what I love about Albert Pyun, though, is that yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's like, fuck, I need to have somebody jumping out of an airplane. I'll just shoot it. I don't care how stupid it looks. I'm going to get the idea across for my movie.
I'll shoot it. We'll do it live.
We're doing it live.
Climb up that 12-foot ladder and drop the fucking toy soldier.
Wow. Our budget. Like, I feel like after the transformation scene, that's probably where the budget for the movie ran out, and the rest is just Albert Pyun improvising and making shit work.
Saving bucks, filming in Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
They wanted to do it on location.
He's like, I know a guy who owns a castle.
The thing is, just more talented filmmakers, when they're working on a budget, you can really see where their creativity shines.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Albert Pyun is just not quite there.
His eyes are bigger than his stomach. He would have been better served a lot of times by just narrowing the scope of his vision, but he went for it, balls to the wall, you know?
He Rambos into this compound, he infiltrates it, he fucking throws a shield at this guard tower and it breaks.
I love it.
Takes the whole thing down. He tosses his shield at some barrels and they just blow up.
I love how he's just detected right away, though. This is his first mission. This is the first time you see him in action. He steps out of the tree line and a spotlight lands on him immediately. And it's
Him and his stupid winged hat.
I've been detected. You at least get a little stealth
He's
action.
not trained at all. Like, he's just a dope.
He was bitching and moaning about, like, I needed another month with the shield. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? You just survived a gunshot wound to the chest, dude.
Like, why can't we just knock on the front door, General? He's not that different from Steve Rogers in First Avenger.
But he sucks. So he makes it into the compound, and there's Red Skull. It seems my American brother is here. I guess he's doing more of an Italian accent.
For the rest of the film, he refers to Steve Rogers, Captain America, as his
You're my brother.
biological or otherwise. Technically biological. They share the same formula.
Yeah.
Refers to his brother till the tail end of the fucking movie.
So he's next to some missiles and a bunch of baddies. Cap throws a shield at him. Red Skull catches it and throws it into the concrete floor.
This guy's tough.
He's like, it seems the Americans have made a poor choice for their champion. Dr. Vaselli died a failure. Pity this baby man. He just keeps goes on like 5 or 6 taunts too many.
Yeah, because he's 19. Do you think he's fucking playing Halo 3?
He's like, are you here to teach me English? I could use some lessons.
But
You're a stupid moron. Like, I fucked your mother.
I need better English before I invade America.
Yeah.
He gets Cap in the balls, and he's like, cope more. I think that's a Gen Z.
He's like, the pen,
Why don't you come
pen
back?
of my aunt is on the table. Am I saying it right?
I want good English to speak for when I am getting to New York.
Maybe I will be the president one day, Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers.
Where's the big bomb going? Where's the big bomb going to? How you say Casa Bianca? No, don't tell me. I know. The White House. Home of President Roosevelt. Did I say that I will be president?
He just nonstop goes.
Good foreshadowing.
This is the only time he's comic book accurate looking like Red Skull.
Yeah.
After this, he starts looking like what Vonn said, looking like Robert Davi, right?
Almost, yeah. A malformed face, pockmark.
He's got a lot of plastic surgery done as Ned Beatty fucking
I guess the filmmakers, maybe it was actually Golan. He was like, nobody wants to look at Red Skull for the whole movie. It's gross.
I don't mind even his normal looking Frankenstein face. He looks okay. He got like a jigsaw thing going.
I could have done with one more Red Skull reveal at the end. Like maybe his face got knocked around a bit.
Yeah.
And
How
then
hard is it to keep him bald? Why do you need a fucking slick late 80s haircut? Euro trash haircut. The fuck was that?
Yeah.
He's the Red Skull, not fucking Pompadour Skull. Like,
and they
what the fuck?
I must look like a member of Duran Duran.
I want to be cool.
I got the fucking seagull's haircut.
It's to keep with my Italian heritage. What the fuck, man?
They could have used a little more Giuliani with oil leaking out of the head and stuff. That would have been better.
A bit more grotesquerie.
Yeah.
He knocks Cap out, and straps him to a rocket, and the rocket's about to go. Cap grabs onto his hand, and he has some line where it's like, 2 can travel as cheaply as 1, and it's going, and Red Skull cuts his fucking hand off. He cuts off his own hand, which I would have cut off Captain America's hand, but
I thought that's what he was going for, and he's like, he kind of pulls it away. Cap pulls his hand away to make him cut his own hand, and then slices it off. I guess that's kind of what happened because it pans away real quick, and it
kind of
zooms out, and he's like, my hand as the fucking rocket's shooting into
and they
space.
reference it and sort of show it later. He has a prosthetic hand,
which they never talk about again. Yeah, ever.
All that being said, respect.
he's got a fake. Not only is he a Red Skull, but he's got a fake hand, which they never talk about.
Not only does he have a
fake
hat,
hand because he's not Red Skull.
Not Red Skull anymore. Iron Hand.
They used to call me Red Skull, but now they just call me fake hand. Now put on my hat. But you're already wearing a hat. I said put on my hat.
This iron hand is great for pulling pizzas out of the oven.
It feels no pain. What?
I can toss the pizza pie.
Back to Washington, D.C. So there's this little boy, and the mom's talking to him. Thomas Kimball, what are you doing up? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. How do you expect me to sleep, Mom?
We're in Washington, D.C.
This kid's such a politics nerd. Yeah. Also, I love that in movies where it's like you introduce a kid and you say their full name and you just kind of perk up. Was like
in an effort to remember.
Oh, this is an important character. I bet he's gonna grow up to be somebody.
She's
important.
like, that's just where we're gonna be when you wake up. Now get to bed. And he's like, but I want to see the president. When I grow up, I want to be president. Go to sleep, Mr. President.
You don't want to wake up your dad.
When I grow up, I want to get embroiled in a hostage controversy with the Iranians.
Yeah. Well, he is Jimmy Carter, this president.
No, because they when they shoot back at the time, he takes over what would have been Clinton's presidency.
Oh, he's Clinton,
okay.
I guess.
He's supposed to be Clinton.
90?
Yeah,
I guess
he gets elected in 92.
Oh,
yeah, we haven't even got into that part yet.
When I grow up, I want to not inhale.
Hey,
I play jazz.
So Thomas Kimball sneaks out to snap a picture of the White House. He sneaks out. That was always fun to do as a kid. He sees the missile flying over. It zooms over his head. He's like, "Wow!" and sees Captain America attached to this stupid missile.
Captain America's been like,
he somehow steers it away.
So he kicks the
wing,
one of the wings,
the fuselage.
Okay.
No, he kicks the wing. Hold on. Where the fuck was the rocket launched from? Did they ever get into that at all?
From Fort Lorenzo, I think.
Yeah.
Back in Italy.
Yeah.
It goes to the same place that the movie ends at, and it takes Captain America an hour of movie time to figure out where Red Skull is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turns out he never moved.
It
Just
dodges,
to get the ballistics of this whole fucking
it
thing.
dodges the White House and goes
This
to the Arctic.
fucking rocket that he gets strapped to by Red Skull. You missed the part where he cuts off the hand, and then they only make one quick reference of it later in the movie.
He always
and then
wears
never
gloves.
again.
But don't worry, we made a pizza joke.
Yeah, it was really funny. Shoots the rocket from fucking northern Italy, crosses the Atlantic, gets butt fucking close to Washington D.C. Casablanca.
Casablanca. Oh my God, is that what that movie title means?
Holy shit!
The White House. A Casablanca.
Let's put a button on that, boys. Cruises over the White House. Young Ronny Cox takes a picture of Cap on the rocket as it passes over. So it's already cross Atlantic, and then he kicks it and ends up in Alaska.
So what you do with a
How
rocket?
much fucking fuel is in this goddamn rocket?
Oh, it's in Alaska?
Yeah, they make a fucking title card. That's where he lands.
The Chiron later says somewhere in Alaska.
Could be Minnesota.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
couple
thousands
rocket
of
things.
miles from Washington.
That's
DC.
fucking...
The rocket takes off about 5 inches from Red Skull's face.
Without
So
burning
that's totally
him.
fine. So it flies across the ocean, and at the last second, Steve makes a little dent in the fin, and it takes like a hard left. Like it just like totally changes course. Nearly blasts this kid's face off. He takes a picture.
Yeah.
Both of them see each other. The kid's fine. The rocket, his skin isn't totally melted off. And then it flies to Alaska.
And crashes.
Which, to your point, yeah, that is on the total other side of the continent.
Amazing.
How much
I'll allow
fuel? How much fuel?
Cap didn't care to
It's Nazi
change
fuel.
the direction of the rocket until he saw that kid, until he was eye-to-eye with a kid.
Are we aware of any Tesseracts in this movie?
Oh, what does Thanos think about all this?
No
Thankfully
Tesseract,
not.
right?
This is secret Italian fascist technology. You never think about, like, advanced technology when you're thinking of the Italian fascists.
No.
That's more of a Nazi thing. The Italian fascists were lucky to get a train
They're
running
making
on time.
poison pasta, man.
Yeah, this is spaghetti.
They're idiots.
This is the ballistics.
It's about time we came back to Italy.
They couldn't even
on this
do this.
podcast.
Take him down. Did we see Thomas Kimball later on? He's talking to his friend Sam and he's telling him what he saw, and he's like, "No, for real, I did for real." And they
I
like
believe
have
you.
this.
We're
best friend.
buds.
Yeah, best friend would never lie.
Let's spit shake.
So this kid, by the way, is played by Thomas Beatty.
He looks like a Beatty.
Ned Beatty's son.
No way.
Yeah, and he's playing the young
And he
Ned
played-
Beatty character.
I know that sounds like an
That's
insult
funny.
when I say he looks like a Beatty. That's cool. I
You seen this guy? Look, you have the breeding of a beta.
I don't
You
know.
look like one of them Beatty boys.
Gus Beatty.
One thing I like about this
Characteristics.
Sam character, he's got his pencil tucked in under
his
his
glasses.
under his glasses like
Yeah.
a blunt,
That's how you know.
and that's
cool.
a character trait that carries on into his adulthood.
Seniorhood, even.
Yeah.
He was born to be a journalist.
So
They make brief mentions of Namor the Submariner in Human
Yeah.
Torch.
Yeah.
A couple of, again, those are the right characters to bring up for
World War II,
1940s era timely comics, as it was called before it was called Marvel Comics.
The only Namor stuff I really got into was that Legends? What was that?
Oh, with the Alex Ross.
The Alex Ross
Marvel,
one.
Marvel X, yeah, okay.
That was about it. I never really got into the Submariner.
He was always just he ended up showing back up in Fantastic, like Captain America. His comics got discontinued, and then later on,
loving this.
he became the
For Sue
the,
Storm.
the hidden man, hidden man in sight for Sue Storm to get away from that geek Reed Richards.
Yeah, he's
He's
the
always
other
the other
side.
man,
He's
yeah.
like an anti-hero.
Really? She went with him with those ears?
It's
wore that
implied.
Speedo.
It's implied that they had a thing.
That
but-
Speedo, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that
we're
green Speedo. That's how you go fast underwater, baby.
But yeah, I never went in for the aquatic superheroes.
That's why they don't call him
Namor or
Aquaman.
Aquaman. No thanks.
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the two kids are just hanging out in his room. And it's like we're gonna be best friends forever with this Captain Midnight Decoder ring.
Yeah.
bringing up heroes that
What's that
don't
about?
exist.
Yeah,
and then
that's
it's
not
like,
a Marvel guy.
Yeah,
It's
he's
fake.
like, it's the greatest thing I ever saw, and I'll never forget it. Never, ever.
Yeah.
ever.
And we're gonna be best friends forever until you're president.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, he has a
kills you for some reason.
he has a
car.
direct line to the president when he's older.
Yeah, like they're friends through. This beautiful planned out. We're taking you through the 20th century.
So yeah,
1950s.
we get to see the
1960s.
rise of President
Kimball.
And I love this because throughout this little montage, they have some total rip-off songs, like in the 1970s.
Yeah.
They have The Ocean by Led Zeppelin, but it's not The Ocean by Led Zeppelin. During the 80s,
Yeah,
they have like Girls on Film by
Yeah.
Duran Duran, but it's not Girls on
Yeah.
Film. It's like we've got Girls on
Yeah.
Film at home, Duran Duran.
And it's just a series of Ronny Cox through the decades.
Yeah. There'll be a headline like, hippies
also-
do sit-in. Ronny Cox becomes councilman.
Yeah, it's like, one small step for man, and then like on the other side of the newspaper, flag
Ronny
over
Cox
the
in
sun is
Vietnam.
Ronny Cox. Yeah.
Man massacres village.
Yeah, he's slowly making his way above the fold on the newspaper montage.
So we finally get Ronny Cox in this movie. Great
Oh, yeah,
actor.
great
I like
Ronny
elected,
Cox.
elected president of 1992.
You might know him as Commander or Captain Jellicoe from The Next Generation.
Dick Jones, baby.
He had trouble with Riker in that episode.
Oh, I remember
He's like,
that.
Riker, you're a hotshot. That was the episode with the three lights, the famous
Yeah.
Kirk episode. One of the most highly rated Star Trek.
Ronny Cox was in that one?
Yeah, he took over the Enterprise while Picard was being tortured with the three lights.
yeah,
There
yeah.
are
I didn't
three
remember
lights.
Yeah, and Riker wanted to do some hotshot maneuvers to go in and rescue him, but
Yeah.
Ronny Cox
It's
was
like, fuck you.
Riker, you'll sit down right now.
Oh,
That's my
lights.
Dick Jones, man. Fucking
Oh, yeah.
RoboCop.
He
Classic.
has Asperger's.
Once I even called him asshole, but it was always with respect.
Not like the punk executives these days.
And infamously, in one of the four main guys, two 2 cast members of Deliverance are in this film.
Yes.
Yes.
A little Deliverance
Reunion, half reunion, man.
Like I said, literally one of the best movies ever made.
Do you think they were sitting on the set being like, what the fuck do we... what are we doing here?
Like,
Ronnie, you told me this was the best script you ever read.
Gone from John Borman, peak in his prime, to this.
it is like a bold choice to take a role like Ned Beatty had in Deliverance, because you cannot not think of that scene.
He's forever known as the guy who got
pops
fucked
up
in
a
the
movie.
ass.
Yeah.
You know he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his 5 fucking minutes in Network when he plays like the
he's great
the
in that.
Uber exec.
Yeah.
You guys, okay? Have you?
Must have been one of those
Bruce, you've
scenarios.
seen Network.
Yeah.
You've seen Network, right? The ending, him yelling at.
I'm
at
mad
the
as hell.
dude.
Is that movie? I don't know.
Yeah. That's
movie,
that.
not
That's
that
that.
guy.
Yeah, but he plays some like awful network executive, and he was nominated for an Oscar, not for being raped in the Appalachians.
No, but but you know that was on the Academy's mind. They're like, well, we got to give this guy an Oscar for
Poor
something.
guy.
Yeah.
not for being a henchman for Lex Luthor.
It's not
Otis.
Not
Oh, yeah,
so-
he's in that.
Otis,
yeah, he's
man.
Otis. I just watched that not that long ago. I forgot.
Otisburg,
Otisburg.
Mr. Luthor, Mr. Luthor.
Luthor. Yeah. I love their back and forth. Gene Hackman and him in that movie.
Man, we got
President Kimball.
President Kimball.
He's talking about a multilateral ban on environmental pollutants, single-use plastics, household pesticides.
This is well ahead of its time.
Yeah, this is a great like green.
You guys for the end credits of the movie, there's like a please support the Environmental Protection Act of 1990
Yeah.
at the end of the
Yeah,
credits.
Yeah.
it's so this movie has a message.
Yeah.
and it's actually kind of a good one. Not one
It
you'd
is.
expect,
And it's
but-
not really
And a
well
horrible
delivered or told, but it's kind of in the movie a little bit, and they
barely
pin it at
talk
the
about
end.
it. Oh, you're gonna have to go to Rome for this big meeting,
Yeah.
this big conference.
So the Oval Office, he goes in and there's General Fleming standing there, and he's like, "Mr. President, I'm just reading your environmental guidelines. These aren't going to work, sir."
Kolchak,
No more
Brian
oil.
Madison, Madison Hotels, and the dad from A Christmas Story.
Oh, okay.
He goes after the president with some garlic, like
Some
he's hunting a
weird
vampire.
reunions in this fucking movie, man.
Yeah. He's
Careers
like, the
take many
guidelines
paths."
stand. I don't think you or the Pentagon have enough senators on your payroll to change them. Points the general to the fucking door. And he's like, have a real good day. And the general's like, good luck in Rome, fucker.
Hope you don't get yours when you're in Rome, you son of a bitch.
I hope you don't run into the Red Skull there.
But this is a tough love president. Yeah, they show a press conference with him where he's like, this is going to be, this isn't what you want to hear, American
We got to
people."
take our medicine.
Yeah, there's going to be some tough transitions
It's
here.
paper straws for the lot of you. I'm sorry.
If we want these oil companies to keep pumping, we got to make sacrifices on an individual, personal level.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hear that now.
Oh, God. It would go over about this bad if you tried this in modern day America.
Yeah.
So prescient.
So we're at the Fortress Lorenzo in Italy. General Fleming, I thought this guy was on the up and up, but it turns out that he's a turncoat. He's having dinner
He's a
with Red
bootlicker
Skull.
too.
Who would have predicted?
You come to find out that the Red Skull's behind all the major political assassinations.
I love that. This is,
Took me 2 years to find Saran, 3 for Oswald. We spent $22 million for Martin Luther King for them to become martyrs. I'm like,
And for what?
for
Kimbo
what?
isn't
Yeah.
stopped.
Martyrdom?
You're going to see everything. Yeah, exactly. They made martyrs of them, made saints. And he's like, may I suggest instead of killing Kimball, we control him using a brain implant I invented. So that's that's their evil plan.
Genius.
Brian Madison's like, yep, genius again.
so yeah, they're gonna put a brain implant in him, control him, and then they're going to keep pumping out plastic straws and whatever it takes to keep the petrochemical companies firing at all cylinders.
Yeah.
They just introduced him to like Twitter or Instagram or one of these alt-right platforms. It just showed him like very specifically curated right-wing algorithm imagery until he was like, I don't like environmental.
I don't understand it. We just started showing him Hello Kitty videos, and now he wants to. Now he's saying
autism,
Greta
and
Thunberg is Satan. I don't get it.
Let's open the oil pipelines into the ocean.
Strapping the president to the chair and making him listen to podcasts.
If we just. Yeah. Now here's the little podcast we like to call Pod Save America.
How's that going, by the way? Did they save America yet? Those fucking guys?
No, they're just getting voted off Survivor.
Fucking loser. So the Arctic, these researchers, they're like, what the hell is this thing? They find this big... Well, it's like a bomb, right?
No, they find Captain America, a chunk of ice.
Yeah, so they didn't find the bomb?
No.
I guess not. It disintegrated on impact.
It's just fucking Steve Rogers stuck in a hunk of ice.
And they keep calling him that thing.
It is like the
What
thing.
the hell is this thing? And yeah, Cap just breaks out of the ice. He says nothing and leaves the tent. And this guy's like, no way did that just happen.
Turns around for the most appropriate fucking photo op of all time.
Where the fuck is he going anyway?
Who knows? He's in the middle of fucking Alaska.
He has no mission. He doesn't know what the fuck. He's so stupid.
He has no bearing at all. It's just like, I'll just leave and north, south. He has no clue where he is.
He runs from Alaska to
the
California.
Yukon. No, he runs into northern
Canada first. That's where he gets his first encounter with a...
Better keep running, bub.
We don't get out of here.
Based on this
my
researcher's...
superhero turf, bub.
Based on his timely shot, the researcher takes that fucking camera shot of him, takes a film of him, gets it to the fucking news in less than 24 hours and makes it to the president's hands.
Yeah.
I think that's that guy I photographed when I was a boy.
So this is the first of a few times in the movie where, first off, I don't know how they got that
Time means
there.
nothing.
Carrier pigeon, but whatever. But yeah, the president, he looks at the picture in the papers and he pulls out his wallet. And he has like his blurry little picture of Captain America.
That's so creepy. No
Same
pictures of his
guy.
wife and kids in there. Just a picture of blurry,
Cap.
grainy Cap.
And another one
picture.
with Ronald Reagan in a swimsuit.
This man. I have a feeling about this man.
I hope I can make you proud, Gipper. well, can you even picture the president carrying their wallet, period?
You don't
ain't
think
right.
presidents carry wallets?
No way, man. They have
Money clip. That's just the money clip.
What do they need money for? They have handlers to take care of all that stuff.
Donald Trump carries a wallet.
Donald Trump carries like George Costanza's wallet just filled with coupons.
Yeah, coupons.
Like expired coupons.
Putting his spine out of
Receipts
whack.
for fucking donuts.
If I was a president,
Tax deductible.
I would have a fanny pack. That would be my go-to. I just have a nice fanny pack.
Well, even when he's introduced as the president, the dude's just like hanging around with a sport jack and chilling.
Best part of being president. You
I want to have a beer with that guy.
Yeah, I'm an environmentalist. You know,
So
who needs all this
relatable.
fucking formality?
I hate oil.
And I love me some Lee jeans.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, where are you going? Why don't you sit down and look at all my grainy pictures that I keep in my wallet?
Captain America.
See this one? That's Namor.
This was a much better vision of the future than what we got.
It really was.
Kind of looks like some drifting seaweed, but I guess I can sort of see how it looks like the Submariner.
He's the king of the ocean.
It's just a guy in a swimsuit, dude.
Sir, that's just a
the
picture of
ocean.
Ronald Reagan.
Reagan in a swimsuit. I'm telling you, it's Namor.
He's got a green speedo.
My best friend Ned Beatty believes me. Fuck out of here.
So Kimball calls his best buddy Sam. Yeah, we finally get Ned Beatty in the movie. Excitedly telling him about Cap's return. Sam's been on Red Skull's trail for a long time. He's a bit of a crank.
Yeah.
Because he's like, his theories are considered a little bit fringe about this shadowy cabal of ex-Nazis
that are behind every political assassination.
Yeah.
Crank, yes. You find out later, for we haven't mentioned her yet, Red Skull's daughter, that Sam's a 2-time Pulitzer Prize winner.
Oh, yeah.
He's like Roger Ebert.
She's been following his career, I guess.
Bob Dylan, friend of the pod, but Pulitzer Prize winning Bob.
Oh, he won a Nobel Prize.
Oh, Nobel Prize. Yeah, even yeah.
You're thinking of Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, I think, won a
Okay.
Pulitzer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not good.
Not bad.
Oh, good for him.
By the way, I think he's playing at the Super Bowl tonight.
Oh, is the Super Bowl right now?
No.
Isn't that
No,
tonight?
they're playing the NFC, AFC. Think of that as semifinals.
But yeah, I'm gonna want to watch that game, and I want to watch the Kendrick.
It's going to be on Tubi.
Yeah, I
You're
saw
watching
that.
the whole
It was like,
fucking Super Bowl on Tubi.
Sweet.
We used to have to spend like $20 to get like
I know.
Fox affiliates or whatever, right? Just for the night. No more.
That'll be a big
Super Bowl
draw.
for free.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What's up? I don't have cable.
That's good. Tubi's pretty cool.
I love Tubi. It's
love
the best
Tubi, yeah.
streaming
Yeah,
service.
it's got crap. It got the crap you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the good crap, bad crap.
Yeah.
So Red Skull's daughter, Valentina, she's the head of this Italian crime family, and she kind of is his number one, number two, whatever you would say.
Let's cut the cheese on this one here. The Italian cheese.
Parmesan.
These are the most fucking lame ass henchmen in fucking film history, right?
Yeah.
All these fucking Euro trash trying to fuck, like they're fronting on Captain America, like they're hot shit, and they all suck.
Yeah, but
Well,
Captain America is
They're very. I'll give them,
and sucks.
but there's
He's lucky.
They're,
Yeah,
they're
they
supposed
have
to be
to
a credible threat to Captain America. All these fucking fashion forward of the 1990s Euro trash coming
Yeah,
to
they're
get
all
Cap.
listening to Kraftwerk.
Yeah, fucking
And slick back hair.
Ace of Base and shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me with this?
I suppose it's a good time to mention that to me, the plot of this movie doesn't follow. Like, one thing doesn't follow another. Like, it doesn't make sense that for some reason early on, Captain America's entire goal is, I want to figure out the Red Skull's real name. And all I could think was, like, why?
Yeah, that's
What is that?
I know we're not quite there yet, but like that is the
To what-
dumbest
yeah.
fucking plot.
And I want revenge for killing my ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
and her family
One thing doesn't lead to another.
and the
in this
president's
movie,
friend.
though.
Yet one scene follows another, and you just,
It is.
it pulls you along.
But
I don't want to overuse the "Man of Destiny" line, but
I'm supposed to believe though that these silk shirt fucking I hang out in Florence fortnightly. You know, I've been to the fucking Venice runway. Are credible threats to fucking
Yeah.
Captain America?
The only thing they could do to him is maybe give him an STD.
Yeah, or you know, spit in his fucking cappuccino. Like,
they're like the Versace family or the
yeah,
Armani.
yeah, it feels like that. I'm like, these are the bad guys.
Welcome to Sicily, Captain America. Here's some
It's
syphilis.
the house of Gucci.
Yeah, the-
I'm like, what? These guys be on fashion TV, and I'd laugh at them.
Yeah.
Why? I don't. Whatever. Continue.
Joan
They're the
Rivers
original
would
Gucci gang.
tear them apart.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
They're out to find Cap in northern Canada, and there's kind of a race going on. Sam's out there, and he's in his car. He's getting tailed by a couple of babes in a chopper. I think Valentina's one of them.
Double-
I didn't
yeah,
fully
double
understand that
choppers.
these people were on different teams until way after Captain America. They started shooting at Captain America.
Yeah.
I thought that he was kind of working with helicopters sent by the president, and they were going to go
No.
find him.
Yeah.
But no, it was a
No,
race.
No.
they're
It's a
both.
It never explains how the villains keep finding.
And how do you
him.
find him?
Yeah, like
in
he's
the
in the
middle
middle
of
of
the
northern
fucking
Canada.
Yukon?
Because they got the paper too. They knew that he was found somewhere in
Comb the
Alaska.
forest.
So
It's
they
the most remote
Yeah.
place on Earth. for crying
Yeah,
out
like
loud.
how?
There will always be a scene where like Cap gets away in a car and then it just shows like a shadowy agent step into frame and like see him driving away or something. Like,
That's how they do it.
So
But they have the helicopters and then they deploy them on dirt bikes to
Yeah.
chase Cap through the Yukon for Croatia, right? Like I'm getting that all correct. Ned Beatty's driving around in a fucking Volkswagen truck trying to tail Captain America
I didn't know
himself.
Volkswagen made pickup trucks.
because
in
you're
the Eastern Bloc, sure.
not a Nazi.
Congrats.
Well,
What's
he's not
more-
a Nazi, guys. He's autistic.
Yeah. He throws his shield at one of the bike babes, knocks her off the bike.
Yeah.
And then she shoots him, and
He gets
makes-
tagged, right?
Yeah,
He
he,
always
gets
gets
fucking
shot.
plugged.
he never dodges a bullet once. In the
Shield's good for fucking nothing now.
If
And
there's-
he's like, yeah, he makes it to the road, and Sam picks him up, and he's like, who's shooting at you? Nazis.
And they drive away, and that's end scene. But you notice how many fucking cuts? It's about 20 cuts in that whole exchange before he gets in the fucking car. It's insane. I thought I was having a fucking
did
seizure
not.
for a minute, man.
Some of Albert Pyun's style is just like hyper
hypercuts.
kind of sort of like Sam Peckinpah with the action where he's just going back and forth a whole bunch, and you kind of have to put it all together.
Yeah, but
without
Sam
any style
Peckinpah's
and
putting
grace.
slow-mo, and people are bloodied up in that fucking...
that classic Liam Neeson scene where he's jumping over
the fence, and it's
it
like
does
5
50
cuts. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck's happening? Get in the car. I'm like, who's shooting at you? Nazis. Valentina's like, I didn't get him. Like, Captain America, look at this. Captain Americano, I need to get him. And then they're driving away. down
Yeah.
So yeah,
down the Yellowhead.
he's driving with Sam.
Now it's a
and
buddy comedy for 10 minutes.
for 10 seconds. Sam's catching him up, being like, okay, you've been frozen for a long time. You're in the future. Captain America's not buying it. He's
Yeah,
looking
he's
around.
made in Japan.
Main,
All
Made
this,
in
all
on
this
the radio
German
and stuff. And
Sam he puts out his tape recorder so he can
record
it so he can write an article about it. Captain America says Sony made in Japan, and he sees that the car is a Volkswagen made in Germany.
All this German writing.
He doesn't understand globalization.
Not at all.
No.
It wasn't prevalent in 1943.
So this is the first time he does his special secret power.
You find out the super soldier serum is the other byproduct. The other side effect is his ability to trick people of getting out of vehicles.
He turns into a petty
stealing
criminal.
cars.
Stealing your vehicle.
He's like, stop, I'm going to be sick. And Sam pulls over.
The line reading
Cap
on this.
goes, and he pretends that he's puking. Sam comes up.
Are you okay?
And Captain America does the funniest run. I know. He's like, oh, just like tears it.
Benny Hill music.
Hops in the truck and leaves.
Spins him on a dime and outraces this old man back to the fucking Volkswagen and leaves him in the middle of fucking nowhere. And have we not learned anything from fucking Deliverance? You don't leave Ned Beatty out in the fucking woods. That poor man suffered enough.
Oh, you're right.
You can't do
Ned
that to him.
Beatty
He's
gets
like,
sexually assaulted.
here we go again.
That dude was getting real fucking nervous.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ah, no.
Oscar.
I just felt so bad for him. Like, not again.
I'm just happy Cap got out of there.
You just don't do that to my boy again. He
Yeah.
suffered enough.
He had enough.
So he looks at the map in the car and he realizes he's in Canada. And then he just runs out of gas, hops into a beer truck trailer.
Yeah, a Molson Light.
Yeah. He cuddles up next to the Molson.
Canadian. I believe they're in northern Canada.
Yeah.
I love this song that plays. It's super cheesy sounding.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh,
It's like-
Memories of You Girl by
Yeah.
Southside Johnny.
It sounded like something
you
from
Shazam
the
that, didn't you?
Oh, I did my research.
This guy-
We do our research on this podcast.
This guy did 3 songs for the movie, right? He pops up a few times. There's like 3 cheesy-ish ballads that are all about how great it is to be American and what a proud
this one's
patriot.
about a girl, though, and then he's just dreaming about Bernie. And it's really on the nose. So he's just sitting there pounding off next to the beer until he takes a peek outside and he sees palm trees and he's like, oh, good. This truck somehow took me all the way to L.A.
Perfect. I knew
God.
this truck was going to Redondo Beach.
Molson Canadian.
What are the odds, hey?
The way they're
fucking
exporting that all
opens
the
up
way
You know,
to
you know that old run where you're going from northern Alaska to California to drop off some beer?
So he jumps out of this fucking trailer as it's moving, leaves the trailer door open so someone will fucking steal all the beer.
Get a warm beer.
He manages to get a trench coat after the car expires, right? After he runs out of gas, he gets
That's
a trench coat
good.
to
That's a
hide
good disguise.
to hide the disguise.
Got to have something to kind of
Right.
keep yourself a little
Erstwhile, he's wearing a
inconspicuous.
full. He's got the fucking shield with him and a full fucking Captain America costume, hidden cleverly by this this trench coat.
Only
and then
thing
he's
he's
traveling all
missing.
over Redondo Beach trying to get home, and he sees some like chick's ass.
He's blended in a little bit better than a Ninja Turtle would.
Right? It's the same fucking.
He gets hassled by some punks.
This is pretty funny.
What is this doing in my movie?
Just these like beach punks come and pretty much kick sand in his face.
Laundry day.
no clean clothes.
I thought for sure they were going to call him an F slur, but no, I guess they're pretty good punks.
And he sees the girl's bikini. The girl in the bikini, and he's like, "What's happened to my America?"
Totally. You got some like late 80s, early 90s bikini long butt, and he's like, this isn't 1943.
No.
Yeah.
So, his first clue that something's off.
That's
Long
like doing
butt.
a goatsy or gaping in our modern time. Walking around in a bikini like that.
The only bikinis they had in their time was the Bikini Atoll.
That's right.
We dropped nukes on bikinis in my day.
That's why they did it.
And it exploded onto the rest of the world.
So finally, he wanders down to Bernie's house. He sees her daughter Sharon and mistakes her for Bernie. Understandable because they're played by the same actress.
It's a pretty funny little thing where,
She just has a blonde wig instead of her brown hair.
yeah, and he's kind of he's seeing her. He's seeing it looks like Bernie, and then you kind of get that jittery dream, like diddle-doo type of thing.
Right.
And then
You're
he's
not
like
Bernie.
hitting on her, Sharon, And she's like, get away from me, creep. And she clocks him in the face with a 6-pack of beer.
This is a
Sends
modern
him
woman.
falling.
This is
Oh, and she calls him a F slur. Yes, she does.
Does she?
Does she?
Oh,
I missed
okay.
that.
What?
Yeah, she's like, get off me, you. you.
Easy.
Frankly, bad guy.
Captain
Hey,
America.
Mom, this idiot tried to jump me. And
Captain America subdued by a 6-pack of beer.
yeah.
But
A super soldier.
he wasn't used to
It was
that.
Coors.
Utter nonsense.
Or Molson, was it?
Utter nonsense, this movie.
I thought the old age makeup was decent for Bernie here,
Yeah.
considering the budget of the movie and everything. I thought she looked pretty good. They didn't try to overdo it.
Tell you what, it looks
I
better
would.
than old Sally Field in Forrest Gump.
Yeah, there's a few.
Really? It looked like it was
Afraid
caked
so,
on,
Josh.
when, especially when Ned Beatty shows
don't
up.
know.
Looks like fucking.
I've seen worse caking.
Looks like crumble cake at one certain point.
But, I mean, that's just what old people look like. So it's accurate.
But you find out Bernie's moved on with her life.
She waited for 16 years.
What was the name of the fucking dope that she married?
Jack.
Jack. That guy looks fucking just pissed off to be there.
She's. I mean, before long, she's saying, he's a good father.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
He
Yeah.
provided. He brought home the bacon. I never cared for him
Doesn't
much.
love him.
His hands aren't as busy as yours were, Steve. He's a fine father.
Yeah.
You
So
were
at
a
Bernie's
tender
house.
lover.
Yeah, she's like, we were missing in action. She says she kept the house because she knew he was alive.
Missing in action is just another way to say blown to smithereens.
So you'd know where to find
Writing
me.
this.
She's like, I was 38 when I met Jack. I wanted to be a mother before it was too late.
At first, Steve was a little upset that she moved on, and then when he finds out that she was 38 and she
He's like,
waited
"You
as long,
fucking whore."
he's touched.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you made me a new love interest.
What about Sharon? Has Sharon seen anybody, Bernie?
They don't really make an effort to expand on the love interest, do they? With Sharon Carter?
It's not a great love story in this movie. They don't have the best of chemistry.
Because all he does is try to trick her and then kind of protect her, and she's just kind of a busybody.
And she'll
Is her
drop
name
some
Carter?
sarcastic lines.
It's supposed to be the first film incarnation of the character Sharon Carter, Agent 13.
Oh,
It's supposed to be that.
Easter egg.
She shows up. That same character shows up in Civil War as Peggy's,
Would
Peggy's
Jack
granddaughter.
be Jack Carter?
No,
Could Jack be Jimmy Carter?
Jack looks fucking pissed off a lot of the time.
He's just a peanut salesman, Steve.
Be nimble, Jack, be quick.
He's a Jack Mehoff. He's
Jack got cucked by Captain America's dick.
Yeah, he's fucking mad. The rest of the motion picture.
He's a dead fish, Steve.
yeah. He watches a lot of television.
No, he watches a lot of fucking Wheel of Fortune.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's such a funny
He
little...
loves Wheel.
Dad would love this.
I love
I
that
love
detail.
this. Wheel of Fortune.
He can't watch Jeopardy. He's
And then
just
Steve's
not
like-
quick enough for it.
Steve's like,
Foul.
what's a game show?
To tell the truth, was that a 1940s game?
No, it wasn't.
Damn. Nothing
Tell the
goes back
truth.
that far.
Tell the truth.
So back to Fort Lorenzo. Valentina to her disappointed father. He's a famous reporter, Papa. If anyone can lead us to Captain America, it's him.
2 Pulitzer Prize.
Super famous.
She has Sam's tape.
Maybe she took it from his truck or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Must have caught up to his truck.
Yeah,
Because
she
it
ends up
was-
having the tape.
We don't need to see any of that.
I don't
Yeah.
even think that's even alluded to.
Sam finally somehow found his way home. He finds Bernie's address in Roger's file.
How did he get the fucking that whole file?
I don't know.
How did he obtain?
He's
he
a
just,
reporter.
He just sort of has it when he's
He's
back
an
in.
investigative journalist. I'm sure he
He made it
has
back from
means.
fucking Yukon. How he got back? we
He
don't
has
know.
his sources. A journalist never divulges his sources.
That's some fucking bullshit.
But this is where
it's a movie. You divulge the sources.
I want sources, Pyun.
Albert Pyun doesn't believe in showing or telling certain critical or, not even critical, just certain little things that help tie the movie together and make it a cohesive, coherent package.
The fucking dumbass then calls the president and gives him Bernie's address over the phone.
You find out that they're recording, like they managed to record the conversations of the president.
Yeah.
Red Skull and Company.
Still, but Sam's calling him from his personal phone. I mean, it's not necessarily a secure line on his
Did you
end.
guys hear about, in Russia, there was an American embassy in Russia and it was bugged for decades. They were given a gift by some Russian diplomat, and it was just like an American
Big cake
seal.
with a fucking camera.
Honestly, pretty much.
sticking out of it.
It's essentially like a big picture or something like that. And there's a wire on the back of it for decades. Like, they got it in the 50s, and they kept it there. Like, they didn't find it until like the 80s or something like that.
That's awesome. I'm sure it was just a big running joke for the Russian spies.
American intelligence.
His wife doesn't know about these mysteries. They have boring American sex.
As opposed to cold Russian sex.
As opposed to cold, business-like, brisk Russian sex.
No peeing on each other. None of that fun stuff. Water sports.
You do water sports.
Mitchell.
Which bandana is that?
That's how they hooked
pocket?
Trump.
Joe Triggs fist fans. Can't confirm.
Compromat.
Oh, it's why my skin's so orange.
So Valentina and her goons, they're on their way. We get some archival footage of a plane. That's how we know that they're coming.
Excellent. All the way
Bernie
from
and
Croatia.
Sam get murked. Sam,
No, because she's like ready the jet, and then it's just like these cuts to all these Euro trashing near a pool.
yeah.
Signify that all these people are going to be on this jet.
Right, because Valentina gets her marching orders poolside wearing a bikini,
Yeah.
which you gotta have.
That's how you know.
If your
she's
lead
serious.
henchman is a babe, you gotta.
She's pretty hot.
She's got to be in a bikini at some point.
Yeah.
She's in Hannibal, the sequel to
Silence?
Oh.
Silence. She plays the wife of the Italian cop that Hannibal
with
is
the nice
going.
décolletage.
Yeah, that Hannibal's gonna threaten to eat, but he ends up killing the cop instead.
Yeah.
What's in this lovely amuse bouche?
Maybe I'll leave town before I eat your wife.
Yeah.
Just,
I've given serious thought to eating
yeah.
the life.
Yeah, the trailer.
That movie
line.
sucks.
Oh god, so bad.
What a
A
disappointment.
very big step down.
Is
from-
Red Dragon good?
Manhunter's
I-
better.
Manhunter's better. Manhunter's
don't
the
know.
second or maybe first.
Yeah, your mileage may vary. The Red Dragon Brett Ratner. Oof, Jesus Christ.
It is a lot of.
It can't be good. I remember renting it.
It's more
When it came
accurate to
out,
the book.
but-
Yeah.
And then you get that hilarious scene of fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman
right on the
fire.
wheelchair flying. Yeah.
That's
There's definitely
classic.
some memorable stuff. I haven't seen it in ages, and I wonder whether it's
It's
better than I remember.
It's
Probably
so fucking
not.
funny, especially when South Park aped it. Do you see? Do you see?
Mrs. Leeds transformed.
Do you see?
Do you see?
That's in Manhunter, too.
It is, but
All right, so now we're at Bernie and Sam are going to get murked here.
Yeah, Sab shows up to Bernie's place. He opens the door. He's like, I'm looking for Captain America. And he
Blam,
gets shot.
poor Ned Beatty taking another.
This did catch me a little off guard. I wasn't necessarily expecting Ned Beatty just to get murked in the back.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to get more of them in this movie, too.
Ned Beatty yet again taking another back shot.
Poor guy.
He didn't need it.
Oh, right in my stamp tramp. Tramp stamp.
Before the popularization of the tramp stamp. Post bikini, pre tramp stamp.
I was telling Mitch earlier today, I'll be talking about like obsessions with people's asses. But I was telling Mitch earlier today that I watched Oh Canada, the new Paul Schrader movie, and Richard Gere's in it. He's fucking phenomenal. In
Really?
It, I will say. I watched it with my friend, and I was proud of myself for not bringing up the gerbil thing once.
It's impossible to talk about Richard Gere and not bring up the
As soon as he left, I was like, gerbil, 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 gerbil.
Asshole.
Gerbil!
Cavity.
LA emergency room in the late 70s.
His asshole squeaks.
She opened the door again. What, did you say something, Luke? No.
So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You just have to think about it. Ned
It's
Beatty.
like, you know, when you're dating somebody at first and you can't fart in front of them, you go into the bathroom to just kind of
yeah.
do that. Just go, Gerald.
You're yelling at
You turn the fan on.
yelling at yourself
Are you
in the
okay
mirror.
there?
Gerbil! Richard Gere.
You bring some pots
Emergency
and
room.
pans in, banging pots and pans. I'm making music in here. I'm not farting.
It's my autistic tick.
Could be worse.
Luke was a little excited.
Valentina starts murking everybody.
Yeah, she kills Bernie and her husband Jack. Well, Jack gets shot. He's not dead yet, but Bernie's pretty well fucking
Jack's too busy
DOA.
watching his programs
Oh,
to
but
get
he's
off his
fucking
ass.
pissed off when he doesn't get up to answer the door. His wife has to do it all the way from the fucking kitchen. He's glaring at her, staring daggers at her over this fucking long lost love. It's Captain fucking America. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like
The pot roast was too dry that day, so she's already on thin ice. with him.
Jack is not henpecked. He won't allow himself.
they
to
don't
be.
show the murder of Bernie though.
Oh, she gets shot.
Does she?
Yeah, we see her get shot.
I thought she just got held up with the taser. She's like, yeah, tell me where Captain America is.
I recall her getting shot, but I could be wrong.
We don't see like a brain splat.
Yeah,
That's what I need.
where poor Ned Beatty gets the back shot and fucking
Yeah, they get another nice slow death.
old Jack there gets shot watching fucking Pat Sajak.
Meanwhile,
God,
Cap is at Sharon's place. They're doing like a Netflix and chill with Martin Luther King and JFK assassination videos.
this is before YouTube.
Renting a history documentary on American history from the library.
He's got binders. He's got PBS tapes. He's doing. There's some scenes like this with MCU Cap where he's catching up on.
Yeah, he writes everything in a little book.
Yeah.
In his little diary.
This is like that version of that.
It's all true.
like MLK.
He wasn't lying.
Wow.
I was like, you figured that out yet, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
Honestly, like, you would think that he would have clued in to the fact that he's in a different time the minute he sees a car that has an enclosed roof all around. And I don't know, like,
Yeah.
cars and helicopters, like, this shit did not exist when
No.
he was around in 1940. Not in,
There's nothing
not in the way they look here, anyways.
Micro tape recorders? What fucking year do you think you're in? Like, Jesus.
He's got-
Compared to how startling the end of First Avenger is, though, when you get into Times Square and it's just advertisements everywhere, this is a lot less startling of a transition from to 1990 Baja, California.
He starts in some of the most remote places in the world, and he gradually comes back
yeah.
into society. He had a bit of a time to acclimate.
Fucking Molson's truck. Jesus. All the way back home to Redondo Beach.
It's a nice Canadian touch.
For a film not shot in
maybe
This
Canada.
is where they decide they have to find Red Skull's name. Dr. Vaselli did have a diary, and I bet it has Red Skull's name in it.
How did he know about the diary? The diary is secret.
And okay,
Every part of this plan going
Diaries
forward
are
is
supposed to
pure
be
luck.
secret.
Like,
Yes,
it's luck that the diary leads them to the Red Skull's childhood home. It's luck that something from there leads them to Red Skull's castle.
Secret castle, yeah.
It's just
so Sam gives Cap the decoder toy they had when they were kids, and he's like, "Give it to Tom."
We got it out of the same box of Cracker Jacks.
Yeah, the fucking
Captain
decoder.
Midnight.
I can't believe I got it in the back again. Poor bastard.
I bought a new rug with this paycheck from this movie. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me.
Rug ties the rooms together. Yeah, Sharon and Steve are in the hospital with Jack, who's in a coma, watching Wheel of Fortune.
Dad loved this.
I love it. Yeah. But he's in a coma. He's like, nothing helps Dad when he's in a coma like Wheel of Fortune.
Flat lines.
Like Vanna and Pat.
Some things never change.
Yeah, they haven't. They're still going.
Yeah.
But this pleasant little reverie is interrupted with a report. The president has been kidnapped. Should be abducted. Children are kidnapped.
Is that
Yeah.
true?
I don't know. That's
I
what
feel like
my
anybody
lawyers
can
tell
be
me.
kidnapped.
It does feel like a little. They're infantilizing the president.
Let's ask the people in the dungeon. What did we do to you?
How do you feel about this
We
versus
kidnapped
that?
you.
I prefer disappeared.
Let me out. Is Mitchell coming down later?
I disappeared those people.
The news reporter is Jan Carl. She was a fucking news correspondent for Entertainment Tonight for like 20 fucking years. I was like, she's familiar. Look her up. I was like, holy shit.
I don't think I remember her. Who was the hosts? Mary
Hart.
Hart?
And
I
that
remember.
Peter Tisch guy.
They all blur together. Access Hollywood,
Extra.
Entertainment.
Just like a bunch of
Tonight.
too smooth-looking people telling me about people
Yeah.
who are even smoother than them.
The latest gossip.
Oh, yeah. What's coming up
Get that
next?
stuff everywhere in those days. So like I watched those shows as a kid, and now it's like
don't even
I
think
can
they
scroll
exist.
Twitter and like get the gossip on like, oh,
There's no way entertainment
Richard
Tonight
Gere
exists.
put a gerbil in his ass.
I can get like a play-by-play of what's going on with some movie I might be passively interested in.
Decades-long saga of removing the gerbil from Richard Gere's ass. It's kind of like those children that got lost in the mine.
Yeah, Elon Musk had to get involved.
He developed a new submarine to get the gerbil out of.
I know how to get the gerbil out of his ass. Oh, you don't want to listen? Well, you're all pedophiles.
These weird pedophile guys hiding in Richard Gere's ass.
I'll get the gerbil out. One of my fans needs me. I don't think he's ever bought a Tesla. Shh. This guy knows his way around gerbils and assholes.
It's a specialty.
Super genius.
General Fleming, he's speaking on the news. Oh, I have good reason to believe the president will be back safe and sound soon enough.
Thanks, Kolchak.
So they drive down the street in L.A. They're looking for the lab, which Steve says was under a diner. Oh, right about here. Because they go into this like fast food burger restaurant.
Throwback. It's a throwback 50s
A
diner.
nice retro place.
Yeah, he breaks through the back wall in the bathroom with
The women's bathroom. You can't go in there. Some chick screams.
Stop it right now.
He rips a hand dryer off the wall and uses it to smash the rest of the wall down.
We're just going to demo this wall. We're thinking more of an open plan for the women's bathroom.
On a hunch. He's just like, I think this is the place.
And there it is. It's the lab. He just goes in there and they grab Dr. Vaselli's diary. Why was that diary just left there?
Hanging there. How did he know about it?
Well, yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other just
You'd think
equipment
they would have
there.
cleaned up that fucking lab. It's the government.
Yeah.
Even just like filled it with cement or something. They don't need
They
to.
buried that. They deep six it as the term
It doesn't
goes.
follow.
At least don't leave the diary of the head fucking scientist running the project with all of their data in there.
Especially when after she dies, the mustache general guy that you never see for the rest of the fucking motion picture tells Steve that all the data is in her head and that you're the living proof of her life's work.
Oh, yeah.
He says it plain as day.
What a plot hole.
You're the only one left.
But you find out there's a secret diary that all the data's in the diary, including the origin of the Red Skull.
And even in the diary, she's like, I never knew the boy's name, but I think I know a village he might have grown up in.
So then you hear some Ace of Base kind of coming over in from the distance. Gets louder and louder. Valentina and her Euro thugs jump out of their Porsches.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I really like a lot of the cars in this movie.
Constantly in pursuit with these Porsches. There's like a gang of 12. They're all in the Porsches between the two of them.
There's a Fiat chase
Yeah, they're
later.
driving around a Fiat.
Sharon's driving a Fiat when they're in Italy, and a Porsche just runs them off the road or something.
Oh, Christ.
They come in, Cap is aware of it, so he's pulled Sharon and they're hiding under the stairwell. Clever.
Yeah, lights all
Genius.
off. Yeah, this fucking whole scene's shot in complete and utter darkness.
When I
This
saw
movie
him
is incredibly dark.
hiding under that staircase, I was like, this Captain America will do anything to avoid an action scene. He is hiding under a staircase now.
Well, he doesn't want to get shot again.
I learned my lesson.
I thought the shield protected you. I don't know how to use it.
I told you already. I don't know how.
Don't know how.
They just shoved me
You
out
put
of a
it
plane.
between you and the bullets. What don't you get?
I had zero training.
I'm just some muscle-bound idiot.
As they're sneaking out, they're met by some more goons who are waiting for them in the stairwell. He beats a few of them up.
They get the drop on him. They like have Sharon dead to rights. They got her like kind of held hostage there for a minute, but
The one Asian thug out of the Euro trash.
Yeah, he pulls out nunchucks.
Was it nunchucks or a lead pipe? I was so
It was a lead
dark.
pipe. He gets a lead pipe and tries to swing it at.
But wasn't he swinging nunchucks around? Was I high when I watched this movie? Because we watched different movies.
Definitely.
I just saw Asian guy and I'm like,
Here comes the nunchucks.
he starts throwing
Here it
shurikens.
comes. Right on time.
You know any Asian guy's got nunchucks.
How could you fucking tell tell. It was like the goddamn lights were turned off in this whole scene. Steve pulls like a fucking lid off a giant cauldron to use as a shield because he didn't bring the Captain America shield with him.
It's a little obvious when you're going into a diner.
He gets a few good whacks in with this thing, though. He does an okay toss.
You watch a Captain America movie because he's gonna use his shield, not a fucking.
Yeah.
Where's that big old lid?
I'm fine with a versatile Captain America. Use whatever's around. Be adaptable.
What else can he throw? Anything disc shaped.
He throws a guy down an elevator shaft or something like that, and we get a pretty good scream.
Down the vent. Yeah, the same guy that tried to get him with the lead pipe.
So yeah, they've kind of beat up all the baddies, and Sharon wants to go check out Porto Venere. She figures that they can find out Red Skull's name there.
We will know his name.
They want to get his
From
name
when he was a boy.
because he has like a registered address.
Yeah.
We'll get to it later on, but they find out where his lair is from somebody's ID.
Like, it just couldn't be less relevant what his name is. He's been a fascist monster living in an Italian castle for the last 60 years. Like, who cares what he was called when he was a boy?
So I guess Sharon is supposed to be like a hero, you're saying? Okay.
Agent 13,
That explains
yeah.
why she's like so gung-ho, because she's like having so much fun and being like acting like they're like cracking the mystery
case, yeah.
of on a fun little road trip or whatever, even though her fucking family just got annihilated. And she's like shacked up with this fucking loser. Who's
Sometimes she's pretty
Fucking
sarcastic.
steroided freak. Doesn't know shit from Shinola.
Steroided. This guy has no muscle definition.
No.
By origin, I mean. You saw the muscles contract when the fucking serum went through him.
That's right.
I saw somebody like pump up some sort of balloon, some sort of flesh-colored balloon a little bit.
He's beefy. He's got real muscle. This is not like people don't actually look like Chris Hemsworth.
You know, it's really something how much our expectations of what a superhero should look like changed in the 20 years between these two movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
There's no way any of these superhero actors aren't on some kind of.
They're all on the
like,
gas.
Yeah.
They're all on the fucking
Some
gear.
respect to
testosterone.
Pattinson for being like, I'm not working out.
For sure.
Yeah.
And he's
I'm gonna go have a pint after my fucking.
Just keep
I'm
me
alive,
in the
Batman.
bat suit. The whole time. Keep me in the fucking
Put a six
suit.
pack on it.
yeah, put a six-pack on the suit. Give me some pecs on the suit.
Yeah,
is
you
it, some
think
kind of
Clooney
body
worked out? No.
Keaton?
Schumacher
Forget it.
gave him the fake pecs.
Keaton was busy playing Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what he was known for.
Washing his kids' tights.
I'll never accept him as Batman. He's Mr. Mom.
That's his most iconic role.
I don't care if you accept me. I love you.
So Kimball's kidnapped by Red Skull there. Kidnapped. And they're torturing him, I guess. And he's like, are you guys still here? Why don't you do it and get it over with?
He's pretty good at getting tortured.
Are you just psycho? Is there something in particular you're looking for? Particular? I get to be president of the United States. Isn't that every boy's dream?
It was always his dream.
You couldn't do that in fucking 50 years. You had to wait until now and put this mind control fucking device, inject it, which never comes into play for the rest of the film.
No, because the Captain America gets him.
Well, the mind control device is the whole thing. He's threatened with that until the very end.
They implant it in Ronny Cox, right?
Gotta wait till the blood pressure's right,
Yeah.
buddy.
No, they didn't get the device into him.
This involves a series of
This-
injections. First,
And
they
this
need
is
to
a
give him
really
the
funny
first one.
specific of
Oh my god.
The first injection I give you, and then you have to wait 15 minutes
Oh
until
my
I can give you the second injection to control your brain.
But it never comes back. They only do it the one time, right?
No, their plan is to do. This is the plan that Captain America has to stop. This isn't like in better movies where they actually successfully implant the mind control, whatever,
Right.
and then they've got to stop the fake president from doing the thing. This movie just wants to not even worry about any of that busy work later. They just want to stop the president from getting mind control.
Yeah.
in
But
the
they do
beginning.
inject him, right?
This isn't Mystique parading around as a senator or
Senator
something
Kelly,
like
yeah.
that.
First, they give him a nice muscle relaxant just to like get him all loosened up for mind control.
Oh my
Yeah.
His back is so tense. He sends one of our masseuses from Sweden.
Give him a shiatsu.
He's playing really tough. And he had a transmitter in his molar, but Red Skull's like, oh, looking for your transmitter?
Does it look like this?
Yeah, next time have it made in Japan. See you in 24 hours, Mr. President. It's like, why wouldn't you just do that now?
Well, back at the Pentagon's like, wow, the last known location from his transmitter was from
Northern Italy.
Northern Italy. We'll dispatch a team post haste.
Yeah.
They'll never get here in time.
It's annoying how many like liabilities Captain America has to deal with. First with with Sharon just hanging out with him, and then with the president's like, I want to fight with you too, Cap.
No, so this is a lone wolf and McQuaid situation where Captain America actually needs his two best pals that he's never met until recently to help thwart the bad guys and clear the baddie depot for good.
Be like, Mr. President, the best thing you could do for me is just to hide in a corner somewhere and not get in front of the machine gun fire of the Nazis. But everybody wants to help Cap. I'm getting ahead of myself.
This movie's so fucking stupid. So they're in Rome now somehow.
Oh no, we forget. They're attempting to not inject him with some shit.
Yeah.
With Ronny Cox, and through sleight of hand, as he's being escorted and taken away back to his cell in this beautiful Croatian castle. Sleight of hand, he takes the poison. Remember?
No, I missed that entirely.
You missed that?
Yes,
he fucking takes it so he can break the lock later.
Josh doesn't have notes in front of him, and
I missed that too. Yeah,
better than us.
Yeah, it's
because
funny.
he uses the poison to fucking break the lock. But it's like
But that's when he breaks out.
that's later on. But it's
Yeah.
a sleight of hand that they make a point to fucking show his hand. and
He's
fucking
good,
fucking-
man. He's real good.
Albert Pyun, genius. He said it all.
Then you find then they finally land in Croatia, Italy.
So they've gone all the way to Europe, and then he's like, "Can you pull over? I think I'm gonna be sick."
Using that unknown Captain America superpower.
And Sharon's like, Captain America gets car sick.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. His first, it's not like the other Captain America where
fought all
he did
over
his
Europe.
circuit and he's kind of sent like advertising, and then he goes and he's actually a war hero.
The only guy who knows him is the president because he took like a mysterious photo when he was a little boy.
Yeah, he was totally secret.
Other than
Captain
that-
America had one mission in World War II, during World War II, which was a complete fucking failure.
God,
Partial failure. Yeah.
It's the perfect metaphor for American foreign policy.
So yeah,
actually
he
saying
did the
something.
same trick. He's like, I can't put you in danger. He steals her car.
I'm
so
out of here.
funny
I'm
that
out of
he
here
does
in
the
this
same thing
Fiat.
again. Does the same little shitty run.
What an insane choice for a Captain America movie of all things.
I was thinking it would be funny if Sharon just got mugged by a pickpocket and stabbed in the streets of Rome. Right now, Captain America just abandons her in a place she doesn't know in the middle of a foreign city.
I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
This is our hero.
I can't
ladies
leave
and
you in
gentlemen.
danger. Drives away as some pickpockets are eyeing her up.
Taxi! She's fucking yelling for a cab.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets one, and they do a good job following.
A real good job.
In a city she's never been in.
So they're
before.
still looking for Red Skull's name.
They find the House of Tree Angels.
Yeah.
That's what they were looking for.
That's where he was playing piano and got taken as a boy, right?
Yeah.
Family massacred by Italian fascists.
But there's a nice new Italian couple living there, and they're basically invite them to come on up. Sharon comes
speaks
up.
fluent Italian.
Yeah, Cap is he's a real ugly American, real ignorant
English.
son of a bitch. Yeah.
Do you speak it?
I was told we won the war. Do you speak American?
So
you
they find a
turncoats.
tape recorder, though, right? They're like, what's
Sharon
on this?
comes up
Oh,
and-
it's the first scene of the movie. Isn't that interesting?
The exact recording of the moment that the boy was kidnapped, who would later become Red Skull.
Steve makes a point of saying, "Oh, he's one of these old recorders I used to have when I was a kid. We tell him we need to take this to a place where they know how to fix old radios." And the old man doesn't fix it; he just plugs it in and then presses play.
You fucking moron. You gotta press the button with the triangle.
You couldn't do that at the
Stupid American.
You couldn't do that at the house. Like,
Charge them.
Yeah. So now we hear the
$500.
first scene of the movie. We hear the Chopin. We hear all the autistic people burst in and just start. All the Nazis burst in and just start
Yeah.
peppering everybody with bullets.
This leads them to the next clue because at some point, like the head Italian fascist is like, "Oh, we'll take him to the castle" or something.
Yeah.
It just coincidentally, it gives them the next location to go to. They're like, "We have to go to Castle Valerto."
We'll
or
take him
whatever
to
it's
Fort
called.
Lorenzo.
Yeah.
like black and white, man.
Fort Lorenzo. Cap and Sharon go to have a coffee. They sit down in a cafe to decide their next plan.
Italy.
Oh, here we go.
She gives him a hard
Cappuccino.
time. He's like, all right, I'm sorry I ditched you. What do you want me to do anyway? Eat dirt?
She's being very sarcastic towards him in the scene. She's like, "Yeah, Steve, good idea."
And
Like,
you see these two Italian broads sit down at the table next to them, just behind them.
Not just any. Red Skull's daughter and Red Skull's daughter's friend.
Okay. Valentina, on her way by, she knocks over Sharon's drink and just stares at her, daggers down at her.
And they sit behind Steve.
And Cap has already fought these women 2 or 3 times through this movie, but he does not recognize them at all. He just he's never quick on the uptake.
He has no soldier's intuition or anything like that.
It's a good thing these 2 chicks with machine guns sitting like 5 feet away from them have terrible aim because they open fire on them and miss completely.
Couldn't shoot a broadside of a fucking barn.
Yeah.
Man.
Worse than stormtroopers.
Captain America shoves Sharon out of the way, picks up a table, and throws it at these 2 women.
Uses it as a shield, not knowing that he already has a shield.
His shield is all bundled up in his duffel bag.
Oh
in the
my
Fiat.
God.
I can't reveal my shield yet.
Damn it, Sharon! You know my shield's in the Fiat.
Hey, Sharon, can you go to the Fiat and grab my
shield? It uses this Italian wooden table to fucking subdue his assassins.
Hey, Sharon, leave my wallet in the Fiat. Drinks are on you, okay?
Whoops.
I don't have the new currencies they use.
You're so worldly, Sharon. You know Italian, you know lira.
So yeah, now we get into a bike chase where
Sharon, this sucks.
No, they're running through the streets being chased by another fucking
car.
Porsche, right?
Yeah.
Steve saves the 2 kids playing ball with each other in the middle of a fucking road.
these 2 idiots, they're just
Saves them.
sitting there, not totally oblivious, not aware that there's a car barreling down
They're
the
just
road
sitting there
towards
in the
them.
middle of the road. It's so stupid.
I guess through this chase, Cap...
But I thought he stole a kid's bike. You're telling me here...
That happens after he saves the kids.
Yeah.
Because the fucking Porsche
Thanks,
crashes.
man. And it's like, well, I'm going to take your bike as payment.
And he just throws up, he subdues his assassin that's driving the fucking Porsche that almost runs over the kids by doing this epic backflip.
To me, it looked like
without him fucking firing a single pistol shot, right?
So the kids are playing inside this little archway, and to me, it looked like that was actually too narrow for the car to go through. So the buddy just actually crashes into the wall.
Into the side, yeah. They barely make it look like he crashes, gets out, tries to shoot at him. Cap fucking backflips, front flips, and then subdues him. And then they're happy about
Pretty
that.
badass.
They
Not
keep
bad.
running away, and then he sees the bike and just rips, throws all this ripped paper at him.
I think that's supposed to be money.
Was it? It didn't fucking look that way.
Sharon, I'm just giving them IOUs.
Yeah, it looked like IOUs.
I'm good for it.
How about some IOUs, guys? That's more like what he sounds like.
I'm going to be a hero one day.
Did you pay for the espressos?
Espresso.
Yeah. It's espresso, Captain.
No, because they're small. Express is fast. They're fast espressos.
I want to ask these kids some questions.
And him and Sharon are both riding away on this fucking bike, right? On this bicycle.
Yeah.
Sharon, get on. We're going to double them. Don't worry, we'll come back and pay them. I gave them the IOUs.
During this, he knocks Valentina's purse away from her or something.
In the melee, when they're
I
at
think
the
she was a
cafe.
little concussed from the table that was thrown at her head, and she just kind of drops it.
That'll do it. Then this is how they end up determining. Okay, they get away from Valentina and her sister.
They ride their bike into the sea.
Into the sea.
Yeah, they go into the
It's several
sea.
feet below. It's a short drop off. The road goes right up the cliff down, and
they
they
crash
just
the
ride
bike
in.
And
right
the
into the fucking off
assassins
the cliff.
look over into the water. They wait 4 seconds, then they walk away. And on the 5th second, Captain America and Sharon surface. If the assassins had waited 1 more second,
That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And on the
Guess they're
5th
gone.
second, Captain America
rose
surface.
from the ocean.
Can you believe we orchestrated the deaths of the Kennedys and Martin Luther King? These guys.
Turns out it was easier than we thought. That was before the Secret Service got serious.
Shit. Now they're taking a little drive down the coast, 50 miles to San Lorenzo in their little Fiat. They're being tailed by Valentina's goons.
So they know where to go because they looked through Valentina's wallet. And
she-
again, this is the second time in this movie where there's some sort of critical information in one of the characters' wallets.
Yeah, that they
The
get,
villain's wallet.
Yeah.
That she fucking steals from the waiter at the cafe. He's like, oh my god, I can't believe you found it. I was gonna be lost without
Yeah.
it.
Like the fucking Red Skull has a mailing address.
and again, no smart move from Captain America to steal the purse or something. Again, just a coincidence coincidental plot development where Captain's like, thank God they dropped this purse on the ground so that we can...
Well, they just went back, and Sharon picks it up and steals it from the cafe. She's like, oh, thanks, I lost that, blah, blah, blah. But this means, ostensibly, the Red Skull is getting flyers from Columbia Movie House.
Yeah, he's just
Publishers Clearinghouse letters.
Oh, my goodness.
$1 a CD. This is a great deal.
Valentina, come here. We can get all 4 seasons of Hogan's Heroes.
Men in Black soundtrack. That's what I got from Columbia House.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Godzilla soundtrack, Men in Black soundtrack.
Man.
I liked soundtracks.
Other than this film, that was the most 90s thing you could have ever fucking said.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Come with me.
This is what
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you love that.
Wallflowers were on that
Oh,
soundtrack.
yeah, that's right.
We could be heroes.
Yeah.
That's a soundtrack.
Oh, that was on Godzilla?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
First 5 songs, bangarang. The rest of it, just cut it.
Some Rage, some Jamiroquai,
Yeah, Virtual Insanity, right?
Yeah.
It had
Or,
everybody's favorite
Deeper Underground.
Deeper Underground,
That
thank
one,
you.
Yeah.
Puff Diddy's
Yeah.
song.
Right.
Rapping about Vaseline or whatever he collects. Oh, baby oil. Yeah. That's
get it
his
right.
thing.
Godzilla 400 feet tall, covered in baby oil.
Why do I need so much baby oil?
Come with me.
Gross.
Hear my call. Rock and roll.
So Red Skull's lair. The doctor, they want to proceed with the surgery, the procedure. They want to proceed with the procedure with President Kimball.
When they're being tailed by Valentina's goon, Cher drops Cap off and kicks him out of the Fiat. And he's like, okay. She takes off toward them.
Sharon.
And she's captured by a bunch of leather daddies.
Like, you'll be better off without me. You'll get further without me, Cap.
She throws out his duffel bag and immediately gets captured by.
Valentina goes to Cher and she's like, word of advice, my friend. All this worrying is very bad. You'll end up with terrible lines here and here and here, like your mother. It's like,
Oh, it's so cruel.
she's got that annoying, over-talky, shit-talking gene from her dad.
It's genetics, man. It's in the blood.
I'll do my evil monologue.
You already captured me. Can't you just put me in a cell somewhere? Do you have to-
You have to make fun of my complexion.
Yeah. Fucking women are just such bitches to each other.
I shot your mother like this, right in her face. I was this close when I did it.
This movie passes the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
That's true. That just passed it right there.
Yeah.
This is a feminist movie.
Yeah.
So Red Skull's lair.
They're about to administer the final shot to the president, President Kimball, to give him the mind control device. But his blood pressure's a little low. So they're going to come back and check on him in 20 minutes.
Pulls out the vial of the poison, pours it on the lock.
Smart.
Red Skull's like, simplify it, doctor. He's like, his blood pressure's too low. I thought you're like a super genius.
Speak English. Like, he should know it better than anybody.
He had too much salt with his dinner. It sent his blood pressure through the roof.
Yeah, so that's what
Enough
Kimball...
of that East Coast Canadian cuisine. The salt is just spiking his blood.
Pepper.
Yeah, Red Skull's talking to Fleming, and he's like, we have to figure out some reason for canceling the summit. And Fleming's like, blame the Soviets. It always worked before.
Brilliant.
Kimball breaks his cell door with the poison, I guess.
It's pretty funny. So, yeah, I didn't
There's,
even
like,
clue
no
into the
guards
fact-
there.
None.
They leave him totally unwatched. I didn't even clue into the fact that he used the poison to break it open. I just thought he was kicking his door like a dipshit.
That's not how fucking poison works. It's not acidic.
Does the lock steam when he drops the poison?
No, it
on
doesn't.
there?
He just they have a quick
Okay.
shot, and then it's even before all that. He pours it on there, waits for them to leave, then it automatically just opens up, and then he sneaks around them. Even after they come back in, he fucking.
It's so funny. The guards, when they come in, they go all the way up to the cell. So these cells are like 3 feet by 6 feet, and there's no other walls or anything like that. They go right up, open the door, and then like look around, like, oh,
They don't even they look right into his cell, knowing he's not there.
like it doesn't even have a toilet. It's not even like a generic prison cell where there's the toilet that doesn't have a flappy seat or anything like that. It's just a terracotta cot.
Yeah, it's like a medieval torture cell.
Kimball's pulling all the moves to fucking not subdue, but hide away from all these
Here's
fucking
something
guards.
we learned in CIA.
In plain fucking sight.
Terrible guards in both these movies, I will say.
So, from the point earlier when they were having that fight that was in pitch black in the basement of that cafe, everything is full on daylight. Every single corner of every shot in the movie
High
is
noon.
completely lit up.
It's a nice little castle ruin. You would visit this place if you went on a trip to Dubrovnik or.
Did you go?
It's
I did.
definitely
Game of
a
Thrones
cheaper,
Cool.
Yeah.
Were you
cheaper
at-
location.
You were at this actual castle, or
I think I walked around on the parapets, if it's the one I'm thinking it is.
okay.
There's a couple kind of famous areas in Dubrovnik, and it's all included on the Game of Thrones tour. They have a lot of that stuff there.
But you were
so-
with Sarah and you were like, they shot Captain America here.
Yeah, did they? Is
I
this
didn't bring
like
that up.
Dragonstone or some shit? I wouldn't be surprised if they used
King's
Wouldn't
Landing.
surprise.
It's the King's Landing location.
Well, I know the city is, but this castle in particular, I wonder.
This castle, if it's the one I'm thinking it is, it's overlooking the kind of place where like Littlefinger talks to Sansa and talks about how chaos is a ladder, whatever scene that is, where you kind of go and you can watch the ships go out and come in.
Right.
Classic.
It's overlooking that part. So I don't know if they actually
pretty cool.
use
That's
this
in the
castle.
Red Keep, isn't it?
It's outside of the Red Keep. It's like, you go down and down the stairs and it goes along the outside of the walls.
probably enhance it a little with some CG here and some extra
Neat. Yeah,
little
yeah,
set
yeah.
design.
Totally.
Here.
Oh, in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
they do. No such budget for that in this movie.
No.
No.
So then they surround Kimball outside as Cap is suiting up. And Kimball's like, you really need me for your little plan, don't you? And everyone's like, yes. Please don't kill yourself.
This is how dedicated.
So he's like, haha, and he tosses himself off the ramparts. And Cap catches him just out of sight of the Nazis. He just happens
Incredible.
to be exactly in the space where he can catch the
He
president.
couldn't
who's
have
falling.
known. He could not have known that was going to happen.
He
Again,
did not
pure
know.
luck.
He was going to
Nobody
kill
knew
himself.
Caught him by chance.
I love that. He's just like, well, see you later. And just throws himself into
Honestly,
the ocean.
I assassinate
call.
myself.
Yeah.
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 That's his version of the cyanide pill too.
Yeah.
It's like I'll just jump off a building.
Sorry, Dr. Red Skull. Plastic straws are a way of the past.
Yeah, and he's talking to Cap, and he's like, "We've met," and he's like, "You were the little boy? No way!
There's no indication that Cap even saw him, right?
no. Why
No.
would he? How would he?
None. How did he find, you were the little boy? What? What?
I guess that's why Cap redirected the rocket to begin with. Otherwise, he would have just let it crash into Washington. But
Into the White House?
he saw that little boy, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta bang on
Better
the
not
wing.
give up."
Despite
Yeah.
the fact that they adorned me in the flag, I have no political
I'll be a hero."
affiliations.
America got me into this mess.
Wait a minute.
hope they blow
Wait a
up.
minute, a small child.
It is pretty funny how there's not really any indication or characterization
That he
about
remembers
why
him.
Captain
Yeah.
America even wants to be Captain America.
Well, his dad was in the army and died there, I guess, in Guadalcanal.
Right.
Mustard gas.
That's the
Christmas-
only thing we know about
Christmas Story Mom informs us of that
Yeah.
information.
him.
Captain,
He's like, Sam told me there'd be days like this, and then Cap's like, Sam wanted me to give this to you. It was the last thing he said before he died, and he gives him the decoder.
Which supercharges President Kimball.
yeah, he
Yeah.
pulls out his old cereal pack and puts the decoder over top. He's like, oh my God, I can find my way all the way to the center of the maze.
There's the prize.
There's a funny little bit here where the president's like, they have Sharon. And Captain America's like, I know. And I don't know how Kimball knows who Sharon is.
No,
Why would
Yeah,
he
I know that
who
he was
Sharon
like,
is?
I know that he saw her.
he peeks
but,
down while it's because she's watching all this.
But they don't know each other. They didn't say any name. It's just
No.
kind of,
Who the hell is Sharon? I am the president of the United States. I think we have priorities here.
Did she vote for me in the last election?
She's expendable.
She's a Republican. Let her go.
there's only two people who have access to my private line in the White House: Sam and Sharon.
She gives-
Sharon.
Oh Lord.
Sharon,
I love you.
where's the universal remote? Sharon. Classic.
Sharon, I don't mind if you use my presidential projection room, but you got to put the remote on the table. Otherwise, we don't know where it is. We can't look through all the cushions.
Did you see Biden's movie list? You know how the presidents, every president keeps the
I haven't
list
seen
of
his.
No, they haven't released it yet, have they?
I don't
Yeah,
think they did.
they released the list of movies that screened during Biden's presidency, and it's some weird ones. There's like a Windy City Heat, which is like
That's from the 40s, right?
it's a comedy movie about Perry Caravello, who is this like mentally challenged guy who the entire movie is them. He's like a functional mentally challenged guy, but he's like super gullible. That's like his mental challenge.
Are you sure they let that?
Yeah?
Because I know there was a fake one going around, but it was like a joke one.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
this
it
was
was the
fake
joke. Yeah,
because
that's-
these movies
But it was
were
like a
so-
bunch of really highbrow movies.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, this
And
one's-
like
there was
Ben
some weird
Shapiro
ones
and people
on
were
here.
like, "This is hands down the worst list of movies I have ever seen," and they're like a
Okay.
bunch of like classic movies, and it's like,
'Cause
dude, you're just saying that because it's this Biden
it's
list, which
liberal
by the way
presidents.
is a joke.
whatever.
One of the movies
As
was
if Biden has the brains to watch any of these fucking
Yeah.
movies.
I know when I saw the list, I was like, I wonder if Biden's stepdaughter was screening some of these or what.
Why is Biden watching Enter the Void by Gaspar Noé?
Yeah, this is like way
Doesn't the movie end with an internal cum shot? I don't even know what that means.
like Biden. You would think is watching a bunch of John Wayne movies or something like that.
I don't know if he's watching John Wayne.
You guys watching the fucking Teletubbies, man.
I've seen some of those on the
drooling.
list. I think Bill Clinton had good taste.
Yeah,
watching cat videos, man.
Obama always.
He's
had that
watching
little
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, look at that,
Yeah.
man. He got this. Oh, almost got the string.
God!
Oh, it's so weird. Obama always puts out his year-end lists of like his favorite movies, and it's always the most middle-brow shit you can imagine.
He likes
It's
to be
like
a-
so obvious.
a tastemaker.
So the boys team up. You know, they're going charging in there. Cap collapses a hallway on some goons with his shield.
Pretty,
Right.
yeah,
He's
pretty
like-
sweet. He throws his shield at a pillar and
Yeah,
that's
disintegrates
pretty
and
good.
hurts guys.
It's a decent maneuver.
Kimball gets his hands on a phone, and he's like, "I'll just call NATO here." Yeah, NATO.
It's the president.
1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, NATO.
There's no like security clearance or anything. It's just like, yeah, it's me, it's Kimball. Send the military to this place. And they're
Remember
like,
me?
"Okay."
I've been missing for a week.
I wouldn't believe it either.
He runs
Fleming.
into Fleming. Yeah, he just like is walking by. Do 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 do.
I got everything secure, sir.
Yeah, he's like, Mr. President. Oh yeah, I'm in command here, sir.
Everything's totally secure.
Throws a punch at him.
I don't think you'll be able to squirm your way out of this.
Yeah,
I
I saw
won't.
that punch coming.
It'd be good if he just got the president in an arm lock and like dislocated his shoulder. He's like, I'm a military.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this president was able to take out a general in one punch, but that's pretty fucking good.
Kimball was a Vietnam War vet.
Oh, okay,
true
so
enough.
he-
Yeah.
Okay.
As you see Ronny Cox through the times, you
Right.
see he's a Vietnam War vet.
so
This movie
he's-
has that covered. Don't you worry about it.
Just when you think it has full of surprises.
This movie made a fool of me. Cap makes it to Red Skull and a handful of his goons, and they're holding Sharon. Yeah, you know, Red Skull's doing his typical chirping. 50 years ago, you were Dr. Vasili's ridiculous idea. You remain a clownish symbol no one cares about.
Hard to argue with
yeah, he's
that
not
Cap
wrong.
outfit. His nose is squashed.
What's
was
that?
right.
I can't understand you. This latex is.
I don't know if you know this.
blocking my
I'm wearing
ears.
fake ears.
He's really got his number. He's like, come to me, my brother. Let's see if this heart of yours is stronger than my hate.
Yeah. Good line.
Quit calling me
You're a brother. It would mark the last time he would.
Your brother.
We aren't related at all.
So now we're in the climactic battle. It's Cap against Red Skull, and his two buddies are helping out too. So
Everybody's got a person to fight.
President Kimball's kind of getting ready to take aim, and he pretty much bumps into this other henchman.
Yeah.
They're kind of going around a corner, and they're both going to shoot in different directions. Like, huh? You're here? And they start kind of having a close quarters shoot off with each other.
Sharon's doing battle with Valentina.
who murdered her mother.
Yeah.
They get up and close personal at one point. And
They're up on this winding staircase trying to get at one another.
It's really
very
funny.
cinematic.
Sharon hides behind a corner, and Valentina comes
Yeah.
around, and she's like, boop! Pops her in the face.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the little. She goes, yoo-hoo.
You.
Socks her.
Yeah, bam.
Gets her gun. She's like, is this how close you were when you killed my mother? No, that'd be too fast. I'd rather see you get it slow.
She's
She's a really bad actor. This
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Full of teeth, man.
The president tosses Cap his shield back.
Now he has something to fight against Red Skull's submachine gun.
Yeah, his machine gun. And he's like, Mr. President, thanks.
Gives the goofy thumbs up.
Yeah.
Kimball's
that
already
grin.
subdued that one, the last of the Eurotrash goons, right?
Yeah.
He subdued him?
Yeah,
Perfect.
he's fighting the top goon.
Right.
I would have voted for Bush.
This wouldn't have happened during the presidency of Bush.
I really do love that face he makes. It's like Lenny giving that thumbs up to Mr. Burns. Like, it's the dumbest face he does. And he's like struggling to get his thumb up with this fucking like thick leather glove on.
Don't use this picture in the propaganda.
You look like shit, bro. So they're on top of the castle, and Red Skull's got this big grand piano, and he's like, there's a bomb in it, I guess.
With a timer.
By the way, this piano's a bomb. This piano's a nuclear bomb.
Wow, what a perfect bookend. The movie
Yeah,
begins
full
with
circle.
him playing piano, and now it's gonna... He doesn't really play this piano.
It's poetic.
All of southern Europe will be uninhabitable for, let's say, a century and a half.
Let's say it's
Give or take a decade or two.
yeah,
And
70 million lives.
they've got the
Out like
recording.
brief candles.
Yeah, Steve plays the recording. And you think shit for sure he's going to fucking start playing the piano.
Yeah, you think
I wanted to
this
hear
is
him
gonna
play.
be the thing,
Yeah.
like in Batman Forever when Batman throws the coins and Two-Face is like and falls into the. But this recording doesn't really affect Red Skull that much. He just kind
gets
of
real wistful about it.
yeah. He's like, I guess we are both failures, you and I.
Yeah.
So what movie's worse, this or Batman Forever?
This.
At least Batman Forever is deliberately tongue in
This is
cheek
worse.
and
Captain
bad.
America. Yeah, Captain America's way
I
worse.
disagree.
You're nuts.
Batman Forever is interminable. It's so fucking
But
annoying.
it's got Jim Carrey.
He's horrible
Height of his
in that
powers. Tommy, I don't care. Lee Jones. Height of his powers.
I can't sanction your buffoonery.
movie.
I cannot sanction.
I can't sanction Jim Carrey's buffoonery in that movie either.
God, it needs to be mentioned anytime Batman Forever gets brought up.
We cannot sanction
Cannot
this.
be sanctioned. But I did love Batman Forever when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it came out, I must say. I also loved the Tim Burton ones.
Did you get the McDonald's?
I had
glasses?
that clear
Yeah.
mug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that.
I had
That was
the
awesome.
Two-Face one with the coin flippy where the handle is, and I had the Riddler one.
Cool.
Which is like the question mark where the
Oh,
handle is.
I never got any special mugs from McDonald's or anything like that.
I think it had
Not allowed.
cadmium.
Not allowed.
Your
No
mother
way.
didn't believe in toys.
It was made in China, and it gave you blood poisoning.
Maybe
they don't make 'em like they
podcaster
used
I
to.
am today. Duh.
I'm a super soldier like Cat.
Matt Salinger. Duh. Fucking hell. He doesn't play. He has this big old grand piano. It's picturesque, and nothing gets done with it.
It is gorgeous. It's on the parapets of this castle, and you have the
overlooking the
Mediterranean
ocean.
Sea.
Yeah,
out there.
you're overlooking the Mediterranean Sea, and not a fucking thing happens with it. He just sits on it once.
He should have played a sonata.
Probably the Ionian.
Pardon me. Jesus.
That neck of the woods.
An offshoot of the Mediterranean Sea. Push my glasses.
Thanks, buddy.
Cap has to walk across this bridge. There's like a long bridge leading up to the piano, and he is a sitting duck to get shot at as he's crossing this thing. He's getting in an encounter with Valentina now. She's kind of firing at him. And
She shoots Cap.
Yeah,
he gets shot again.
Yeah, gets shot again, and then fucking in the middle of Red Skull's wistfulness over this goddamn song, he's firing his machine gun in the air.
He's going, "Ah!"
And then once he manages to subdue Valentina and Sharon's there, they're just like, get down. He's fucking shooting at them. How he managed not to kill either one of them,
Yeah,
I don't
he
fucking
misses
know.
them entirely. They're like 20
It's a
feet away,
Yeah.
blasting a machine gun at them.
God's watching their backs.
Somehow
Super
Valentina
soldier my
manages to get
ass.
back up with her dad, and they just share this exchange. The whole ending of the movie is just these weird stares. Every character.
Weird stairs.
And then Cap throws the fucking shield. He like throws it twice.
He does
No,
it.
he throws the shield and it knocks Red Skull right off of the cliff.
Right.
And we get this awesome shot of a dummy.
The dummy. I love
Filing
the dummy.
off the cliff. It's fucking
Good
hilarious.
fall.
And then it winds
It
back
looks
around.
like Homer
Valen-
falling down the cliff.
Totally.
Yeah.
Son of
Excellent.
and you've got the ADR voice too going, I love it every time.
And then it's just this weird look from
Best one since
Valentina as
Nightmare
the shield
City.
returns back
Well,
to
she's
her.
going to shoot Cap.
Right.
And then Cap says, hold on, I have it here. Cap says, it's a great line, heads up. And the shield just knocks her in the head because it's a boomerang shield.
presumably decapitating her.
Hopefully.
But it's never shown on camera, and she doesn't fall into the fucking Ionian Sea.
No, there's
Thank you, Vonn.
clever cutting where you see the shield cutting back around, and you just have to assume that
And then he
it
grabs it.
destroyed her face.
Yeah.
He catches it back with his hand, and then that's the part where he fucking looks dead ass into the fucking camera, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh my
understand
God.
how the bomb was disarmed. Did Red Skull have to push a button? I thought he set a timer.
Yeah, the fucking the chambers of the timer keep popping up. I don't know.
No matter. It's
Red
just Italy.
Skull, he didn't get to play that last note on the piano that would have set the whole thing off, is my guess.
What a stupid fucking
He
plan.
looks right into the fucking camera.
Everyone in this movie's an idiot. Except maybe Kimball.
Thank God. 'Cause
And then there's a voiceover, right? Like that's how it ends.
Yeah, the voice, then it,
He picks
credits
up,
roll.
He picks up Sharon.
He picks
they
up
walk
Sharon.
up.
She's unharmed. Kimball joins them. And then,
The NATO guys come out. Remember?
yeah, credits roll, and we get a voiceover saying 116 nations agreed to an environmental protection treaty. Yo, fuck, that would be great. Hey,
Yeah.
guys.
Could you imagine?
President Kimball requested that we thank all those who've gallantly sacrificed all to make our world a better place to live. The president closed his statement with this odd message. To Captain America, wherever he is, we're all back in the fight. I like how they say that on the news. This is an odd message.
Please support the Environmental Protection Act of 1990.
You get this Home of the Brave song. It's really fucking
Very
boring.
Do you ever? Yeah. So
All
that's,
done from a photo of Matt Salinger in the Captain America costume, and then it morphs into a comic book illustration.
the old
of
comic
Captain
drawing.
America. Voiceover.
Yeah, and then the worst
Protection
song
Act.
I've heard over end credits since Frank Stallone and Rambo 2.
Peace in our time.
It's basically that song.
Land home of the brave.
very on the nose. So there's some on the nose songs through this. There's one where it's like, one man in a star suit can make a difference. Very overwrought.
Oh, what a picture. What a picture.
What a picture. Holy
So, did the Environmental Protection Act of 1990 get passed?
I did Google this, and it looks like there was some kind of global initiative. The first thing that pops up is some kind of UK act when you type in Environmental Protection Act of
that's what
1990.
Which
Google's
act was
telling me.
responsible for closing up that hole in the
look.
ozone layer? That was around.
Good-
That was a
I thought it was that
concern
one.
at this time. That's what I'm thinking too.
What's the relation to Kyoto Accord?
Wow. I've heard of that in a while.
That was late 90s?
That's late 90s, yeah.
One produced results.
Yeah, none of these things ever work, sadly.
Hey, that ozone
the
layer
shitty
is
world.
as good as ever.
Yeah, that one's doing better.
Thank God.
1990.
We just knocked out all the chlorofluorocarbons, right?
Yeah. We changed the way we do our hairspray.
I'll
Thank
make
you
a
for your
hole
service.
Thanks,
in
John
the
Waters.
ozone layer. Remember Dr. Evil's plan?
All right. Ozone.
Ozone.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Wow.
All right, that
was fun, guys.
That was 1990s Captain America, directed by Albert Pyun.
Yeah.
Well, as is customary, I think it's time that we go around, share some final thoughts. Let's start with Mitchell. Which Captain America movie did you like? Which one really made you want to do your part?
These are very comparable movies. It's hard to argue that the MCU, one that had a budget to speak of, does a lot of the things better. But it did take a cue from the Albert Pyun movie. I think that's what we've discovered going through both these movies, is that there is some influence. Albert Pyun, he's a guy you could admire. He goes for it in his movies. They're not good, but
They're not good.
I don't know. For sheer entertainment value, I'll give it to the MCU cap. And it was a refresher on exactly what made these Marvel movies kind of exciting and the biggest thing in the world for the last however long now, 10, 15 years. It's great. It's a Marvel movie. It's also like a World War movie, which is kind of a fun twist on superhero stuff. So I give the thumbs up to the MCU cap.
Well, there we go.
Nice.
Let's move over to our special guest.
Hey.
Josh Young.
Oh, boy.
Which Captain America movie got
Captain
your
America's
flag
super
waving?
fan.
He is. He's one of my...
At least you were until today.
I despite what I watched today with Mr. Salinger, he's still... Captain America's still like one of my favorite, like at least top 5 favorite superheroes, because just based on the idealism that Cap carries, right? He's for the people. He's not for the government. He's for the purity of the and I'm not talking the white purity, but like
We need to restore the purity of our nation and the white race.
We must.
he represents what America could be. And that's
He
it's
punches Hitler.
Punches Hitler, right? And it just seems, even today with today's political climates, it's very bittersweet.
It's so hard to punch a Nazi these days without making a statement
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail for
You get
it.
talked to by the Secret Service if you punch a Nazi.
Right?
these
I'm on a
days.
list. You
Yeah.
fucking hit these guys. But
Punch a Nazi, you're probably punching a cop.
yeah,
And they don't like it when you do
yeah,
that.
You're fucked for life on that one. That being said, I do find it so funny that there's like these micro reunions in the 1990s Albert Pyun Captain America. You got Christmas Story,
and
you got Deliverance.
Two much better movies.
Very by and large. Like I said before, I got real worried when Ned Beatty got trapped in the woods. There was a bit of panic.
There was some tension.
There was too much tension. That being said, interesting and I'm at a loss for words. That fucking movie is so bad. Croatia for
Where would
Italy.
you rate it on a star rating? I'm curious.
Oh Jesus,
Out of 5.
a hard one.
Oh,
For
hard one.
Captain America 1990.
hard
First
Give
first
it a
Avenger.
high
It's
hard
funny.
one.
It's funny because like when Vonn mentioned that we're gonna do it, we're gonna do Captain America. I was like, oh, perfect, cool. So we're gonna watch Winter Soldier, right? And he's like, no, First Avenger. And I was like, so we're gonna watch Winter Soldier, right? Because Winter Soldier compared to First Avenger is far superior film in every way.
I disagree. I used to think that, but after rewatching them recently, I
Now you're
don't
fucked.
even. Yeah, I know. First Avenger's much better.
It's First Avenger's a lot of fun, despite like what I said before of what it looks like as a film, as a digital film, and glaring as that. It's a lot of fun. I wish Joe Johnston got his roses more for, and maybe did more Marvel films, but it's funny, like most of these directors that came on board in the early days would be like, we'll never fucking do one again.
Yeah.
Ever, right? Ever.
Yeah.
And for good reason. They don't need to do it.
It takes a special type.
In the
takes a
early
special-
days, they were taking directors who had some more credentials
Kenneth
behind them.
Branagh. Kenneth Branagh did
Yeah.
the Thor movie.
And
mean, he's
now
never
they just
been a
kind of
good
take
director, but-
directors who will take
Yeah,
orders.
true. But you know what I mean, right? Like
He is a name.
he's a name, and like Kenneth Branagh did the Thor movie.
He's
The
a
Known
fuck?
for Shakespeare.
All the directors now just are pretty much there to take orders
Yes,
and do
yeah,
it exactly how
into
it's
formula.
Yeah.
right?
The thing you
To
hear
formula.
about these Marvel movies is that a lot of, like, the special effects shots are so involved that they're all storyboarded often
Previs,
before
yeah,
a director
previs,
is even
on
attached to
board.
the project. So
Yeah, everything's all laid out. You know,
you wonder how much say a director even has, or how much it matters who the director is.
No.
Yeah,
in these
I mean,
movies.
they had James Gunn, and that was a fucking gift. But now he's off to work on another.
now he owns DC Comics, lock, stock, and barrel.
Because
Now.
that guy actually has the juice at making superhero
yeah.
movies.
Which way you leaning, Josh?
First Avenger.
First Avenger.
First Avenger.
First
It's got a cohesive fucking plot. You know exactly what the hell's going on. The whole Red Skull hand is his fake hand is completely
That's
dropped.
a weird one. They should have given him a robot hand or a gun hand or something.
I know.
He might have had
The
one. We
pizza
don't really
hand.
know, but
Yeah, they don't get into it.
The mind control injection completely dropped.
because Cap saved the day.
What?
That's
Did
what
he?
does, 'cause he's a
Stopped him
hero.
from getting his control injection. He just broke out of his cell.
Using poison.
Smart. I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
Stupid fucking movie.
I can't believe that's one of my first memories in life is watching that fucking movie.
I remember like my mother and stuff. Those are like my first memories. Then yours is watching an Albert Pyun movie.
Yeah, sadly. Sadly, yes.
Mine is shitting in my diaper, which I don't know if that would Captain America memory be better or would this first memory be better. I don't know. But
Is this a recent memory, Mitchell?
You know, sometimes
It's a
you
couple
take a
weeks ago.
good shit. You're never gonna watch a good Albert Pyun Captain America movie, so I know which way I'm leaning.
Wow, I'll go then. You know what? This is the first time I revisited First Avenger in pretty much since it came out. It's better than I remembered it. This Albert Pyun one was fun as hell. Sure, it's not as good of a movie as the first Avenger. Sure, not all the plot lines made sense.
Why are you mocking me?
Sure.
valid criticism. Boo.
Sure, some of it's hard to see, and the rest of it looks pretty corny. But I had such a fun time watching it, and I really think that this movie is underseen and probably a little underrated, as bad as it is. It's fun as hell. I think more people should be talking about it, especially as we've discovered that the Captain America First Avenger did borrow from it so heavily.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
More people. We're gonna talk about it next week again.
That's right.
You know, one thing people say
is a
about the 1990 Cap is that people are a lot more forgiving of it now that there is the MCU and like the Marvel movies have been done right. Like when this came out, this was like the first chance for comic geeks to be like a character I know from the comics, and it was like such a disappointment that people just really hated it. But now you can have a more friendly eye toward it now that there actually is high budget Cap.
Well,
movies
shit,
out
after
there.
this movie, Marvel didn't make one until Blade, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty-
Punisher.
8 years
Punisher's
later.
89.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Dolph Lundgren's Punisher, Matt Salinger's Captain America, fucking 8 years later.
Yeah, so like I think First Avenger is better, but I think everybody's seen First Avenger. Do yourself a favor, check out the 1990 Albert Pyun one. It's right up there on YouTube. You just got to watch a few ads. Check it out. It's fun as hell.
Very fashion forward for the 90s with all the Euro trash, man. They're wearing silk Versace shit.
Gucci,
Hell yeah.
Gucci and Versace.
What about you, Luke?
Well, I kind of had some fun watching this Albert Pyun curio from 1990. You know, while I was watching it, I was kind of enjoying it, but the more I think about it, it's a really dumb piece of shit. And I think the biggest failing it actually has is Matt Salinger. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Fucking dog
And
shit. Captain America, he is not.
Inversely, Captain America, the First Avenger, I mean, it has a really great strength. And like I said at the top, Chris Evans is really good in that fucking role.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And they really found a way to hook audiences into that story and make them care about that character. I think they did a wonderful job on that.
Yeah.
It's one of, if not my favorite movie in the MCU. I kind of like it more times I watch it.
It's definitely
You
your
know,
son's favorite.
yeah.
Is that why you like it so much? Because it's your kid's favorite?
Well, I kind of always liked it. It was kind of my favorite before then, but and like I said, to my utter surprise, I'm like, why would I give a fuck about Captain America? But then I watched them movies and I was like, oh, I
That's
like
why, yeah.
fucking Captain America.
So much so they're bringing Chris Evans back for for the Avengers movie.
God damn it.
They're really scraping
Can
the
we
bottom
not?
of the barrel, huh?
Resurrect.
They gave that character such a good ending and Endgame. But
The big rumor, like whereas now you know that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom as a parallel to Iron Man. The big rumor is Chris Evans is returning as Hydra Captain America.
I could not give a fuck.
Yeah, like I saw both of your faces just fucking drop.
Well, just both of those characters. I think Cap had a better send off, but both of them had really
Tony
strong
Stark
story
had a
arcs.
great
Yeah.
fucking send off too.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Let him die. And you know what? While we're talking about it, so did Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just let these characters they've done their time.
They can never die.
The bigger rumor now he's going to be playing. He's contracted. Hugh Jackman's contracted to play Wolverine for like another 10 years.
I know. Like
Shut the
just
fuck
let
up.
him
No,
fucking
joking,
rest.
man.
They've
No.
done their time. They did good stuff with the characters. Just let them die. Either don't
There's
include
only
them in another movie, or just get somebody else.
How much
They've
HGH
recast Spider-Man three times in like 10 years.
Yeah.
So anyway, just finishing my thoughts. What I really like about Evans in it is it's a pure performance. It's a pure hero performance. You just don't
Very
get that
genuine.
a lot of these fucking movies anymore. The biggest thing I can compare it to is the Superman original movie with Christopher Reeves. Like that's
Spot on.
somebody who like you just connect with as a person, as a character, and just generally you can be inspired at a real hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have a Captain
probably
America.
number 3 is like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man for me, or number 2. Like they're up there, like the heroes who people really like, right?
Yeah.
Not anti-hero.
Not anti-hero.
Very much heroes.
Heroes.
Hero.
It's nice when your Captain America is heroic.
Yeah, and not stealing people's cars.
not stranding people in the middle of nowhere.
Whatever the fuck.
Please pull over. I'm going to be sick.
Can you please pull over the car? I'm going to be sick. That is some hell of a fucking line reading, man.
So yeah, fun movies. I have to go first Avengers. So yeah, that's it for this week. I'm fucking sick of talking about these movies now.
Enough's enough.
Well, all right. So that was Captain America. Next week, we've received some sad news at the High and Low studio, as I'm sure you all have. David Lynch has passed away, so we're going to be covering one of his movies. We're going to do some drama in Americana when we talk about Blue Velvet and compare it to Pleasantville. So until next time, thank you for listening to High and Low. If this is something you enjoy, why don't you tell a friend about it? Do you have any friends?
No.
No.
Hey, if you're in the car with your Eurotrash silk-shirted boyfriend, maybe turn down the craft work and turn on High and Low podcast for him. Maybe
I'll make
he
note
might
of that
like
when I drive around in Croatia near the Ionian Sea. Thank you, Vonn. In my
Fiat
Porsche.
over.
Thank you. Or my Fiat.
Yeah, Porsche, come on.
Maybe if you're stealing a car from somebody and you want to leave them with something to kind of keep them entertained while they're in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness, leave them some High and Low on a cassette deck.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Force them to blow their brains out.
Thank you. You can follow us on all the social medias at High Low Movie Show. Until next time, when we're getting a little Lynchian and exploring some Americana, I'm Vaughn.
I'm Mitchell.
I'm Luke.
Guest starring Josh Young.
Thanks for coming out, Josh. Till next time, smell you later.